Hello and welcome back to LJT MTG, your one-stop shop for anything. Praise be to Nicol Bolas, the Ravager, the creator of the Citadel. Related. We got a fun video for you today, but first I want to shout out a Canadian Highlander website that's recently launched, as well as an invitational tournament that Liam, Jer, and myself will be playing in. Longtime community member and Highlander player Kelvin in the Discord has created a website called Canlandex. It's a new Canadian Highlander resources website, and it's awesome. It has tons of deck lists and meta information. When you look at deck lists, there are brief descriptions of the archetype and its goals, as well as a sample deck list. My favorite feature of the website is that when you look at a particular archetype's deck list, it actually shows you multiple different point spreads that people have played previously. And because Kelvin is launching Canlandex, he is also introducing the Canlandex Invitational. It's an invite-only tournament that will be held on January 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Magic Online, featuring the three of us here at LJT MTG and Nelson from Loading Ready Run. We'll be streaming all four point of views. Liam and I will be streaming on the LJT MTG YouTube and Twitch, and Jared and Nelson will be streaming from their Twitch channels, their own Twitch channels, respectively. All the links to this stuff will be in the description below, including the website, the invitational page, and all of our Twitch channels. Needless to say, we're really excited and we hope you join us for it. Now back to the video. In today's video, I'm playing in the December MTGO asynchronous tournament with Citadel Storm. Here's the thing though, I've never actually played Citadel Storm before. I mean, I've played combo decks in the past. I used to play a lot of Legacy Ad Nauseam Tendrils, for example. But nothing quite like this. And I'm hoping this video will showcase that if you're interested in a particular deck, even if it's daunting, it's worth trying out. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to play poorly, you're going to keep hands that you shouldn't have kept, but it's still part of the process. It's really fun, and I learned a lot from it, so I hope you enjoy. All right, so as you should know from the intro, I'm trying out Citadel Storm for the first time. And I'm actually pretty excited to play the matchup from this side. Because... I'm excited to play the matchup against Goyf, because they are a well-known Citadel Storm player, and I don't know how to play this deck yet. So, I think it should be pretty interesting. This hand just doesn't do anything. Like... I have double piece of interaction, and I theoretically go pretty fast. I could like marsh flats into. The problem is the speed doesn't even get me anything though. Like I'm Thoughtseize Duressing them, but I don't know what I'm drawing off of Bobble. The Mox Diamond feels fake. I don't have Tinker or any tutors, so like. I could Thoughtseize Duress them, but then just, like, not hit anything relevant. So I think I'm going to mulligan. I don't know. Citadel Storm players, let me know if that was incorrect in the comments below. I mean, this hand is very obviously good, right? I know I don't have Aether... If I bottom Aetherflux Reservoir, I know I don't have access to it. I'm definitely keeping this hand. We're going to get rid of the Undercity Sewers. Or wait. Maybe not. So turn one, I'm going Dark Ritual, Mox Diamond, Tinker, get Citadel, and then I'm going to try and win from there. There's no way for me to Tinker without playing a land. Do I want Aetherflux Reservoir in my deck, I guess is the question. I think I do, because I could put it in my deck and then shuffle with the Verdant Catacombs. Play the Mox Diamond on the Undercity Sewers, and then Tinker. I think that's better. Maybe if you just draw turn one Tinker on the play, this deck is just really good all the time. Maybe you don't need experience playing the archetype if this is what you draw every game. I guess I don't think I have to be worried about Forcible or anything like that either. Again, I could look at the list, but who's got time for that? Yeah, let's... I guess I'll fetch first. get Underground Sea. Actually, maybe Underground Sea's fake. Maybe I'm supposed to get Godless Shrine. Or Scrubland, rather. Because I'll have access to blue from Underground River. And I'm getting rid of Mox Diamond. Does white give me anything? White gives me Enlightened Tutor, so if I... No, I mean, I'm just gonna have access to any of my white instants anyways. I'm just gonna grab C, whatever. I'm overthinking this. This is probably, like, a really straightforward turn, or it should be a straightforward turn from my perspective. That, yeah, okay. I guess I could whiff. I didn't think about that. I could see it being possible that I'm supposed to. There's no way I can tinker on turn 2 because I'm in this matchup where, like, the only thing that can get me here is what, into the Floodmaw, I think. But on the other side, they're playing like Dreadfugue and Thoughtseize and Duress and yeah, like they Inquisition me, that makes sense. I mean, we still have to hit here. I guess this is why we play so few lands, though. All right, well, so what I've learned is you're not supposed to play your land because you might need it to play your land drop off of Citadel. This is kind of the interesting thing about Citadel Storm. Every time I play against it, it feels like if they Citadel on turn 2 or turn 3, I just lose on the spot. Imperial Ceiling. I guess if they have blue mana, they're supposed to get into the Floodmaw. Or try to get their own win, depending on the context of their hand. Yeah, okay. So they concealed to get Floodmaw and then probe into Coast. The weird thing is I'm going to be able to cast a Citadel, or I guess Boomerang Basics. I guess I'm going to be able to cast a Citadel, like, in a couple turns. Because I have City of Traders. But I'm definitely not completely winning anymore. They have 2 cards in hand, so I'm still pretty far ahead, but I mean, like, they definitely have draws that could be good. I think I have to play City into Citadel because of the presence of discard. Like, if my Citadel gets discarded, it's so bad for me. Um, am I supposed to cast this Drift of Phantasms even though I can't transmute it? Like, what do I transmute for? Okay, I'm actually going to pull up my deck list because I should probably know what I can find. Let's see here. The woefully unprepared Trenton McIntyre. Okay, so Drift gets Doomsday. It also gets Stock Up, Yawgmoth's Will, and Tinker, which I've already cast. Okay, so Drift gets Doomsday exactly, basically. I can also get Yawgwill, which I don't think does enough. I guess I could tinker for another artifact. I don't know what type of artifact I would need to tinker for. Oh, I just realized I forgot to ask Goif if we can record this. uh, well, thank you to Goif for being so chill with me recording this. I feel like drifting for Doomsday is kind of bad, right? Because if I drift, then I can't even cast it. I'm just gonna cast this. I want to see if I can hit something. Okay, I hit Dark Petition, so I should win the game from here, right? Oh, I can hold priority. No. Okay, so one thing that I would do in person that I totally was unable to do here, or not unable to, but I forgot to do here, is I should be able to hold priority, and then that way I can cast the top card of my library if I want. So I could put Dark Petition on the stack and then Vampiric Tutor for an instant that I would have been able to cast off of Bolas' Citadel. Um, but because I didn't do that, I have to figure out what I'm gonna win with. So I assume that I'm supposed to win with some sort of Doomsday pile, but as you know, I haven't like pre-studied exactly what I'm supposed to do here. I think if I can't get Doomsday, I'm just winning though, right? I guess I'll cast. I don't want to cast Stack Prison. I think I need the life from the Citadel because I'm going down to 6 off of Doomsday. Okay, so 5 cards. The top card needs to be something that lets me draw most of the rest of the cards in the deck. Um, something like, okay, so I want Tendrils for sure. I want Yawgmoth's Will, I'm pretty sure. Oh wow, MTGO is lagging a bit. Tendrils, Yawgmoth's Will, Lion's Eye Diamond, Brain Surge. Um, and then another draw spell, so I can LED, or I can Brain Surge to draw 4, put 2 back. I guess I could, oh wait, I get to play the top card of my library. So I don't, yeah, I still want to get a draw spell for the top card though. I don't need to get a draw spell, I can just cast all the spells if I start with Weather the Storm, right? Like if I start with Weather, I just win. Okay, so Weather, Tendrils, Yawgmoth's Will, um, Lion's Eye Diamond is free. I don't even need the mana though, right? I guess I could start with uh um Silence. Yeah, that's fine. Because I can cast all these spells. So Silence, Tendrils, Weather the Storm, Yawgmoth's Will, uh and I don't have any other way of winning the game other than Yawgmoth's Will, right? So there's no point in getting another spell. Uh I'll just get Lion's Eye Diamond, sure. Whatever. I don't know if it matters. It might matter. Okay. I am done searching. I assume I get to put these on top in whatever order I want. Okay. uh, I'm pretty sure the cards I click go on the bottom first. So I want like Tendrils as my. I want Yawgmoth's Will as my last card, and then Tendrils. Uh, I'll have LED into Silence into Weather. I think that's fine because I'll have enough life for that. Okay, so I cast LED. I'll silence them in response. Now if they do anything, I can just Weather. I think I'm going to Weather in response to Silence. Might as well. Yield to all. Yield to all. I don't have any response for these Weathers. I don't know why it's not letting me yield to all of these, but that's fine. Okay, so this Arid Mesa is going off. And then I'm just going to Tendrils them. And then if they have any way to respond to this, which they can't because I silenced them. Okay, the Tendrils gets me there. I'm going to let them... Sorry for being so slow. Also, so that you're aware, for the viewer at home, I'm just getting over some sort of sickness. So So Goif is being really good about this. It took me a lot longer than I assume it would take them to find that win. Yeah, I kind of like the addition of Doomsday here. Like, even I'm not like a super experienced Doomsday player. I'm like a mildly experienced Doomsday player. But even like even if you're just marginally aware of how to win with Doomsday, like if you cast Doomsday, you're guaranteed to cast like 10 spells or something, right? This is pretty interesting. I can go City into Talisman into turn 2 One Ring. I don't know if that's actually good enough in this matchup though. I know I'm not hitting Delirium off of Demonic Council. Uh, I can't. I can't. I guess I could draw free mana source to play One Ring turn 1. Uh, but there are some kills in Citadel that can kill you on your upkeep, right? Like with Aetherflux Reservoir. I guess the question is, do I think a turn 2 One Ring on the draw is good enough to beat an average Citadel hand? Like if they go turn 3 Citadel, right? Because they'll get turn 3 as I've drawn one card off of my One Ring. If they get turn 3 Citadel, like how likely are they to win the game while I have protection, or be able to win the game well, like they could just set up a win though, right? Like if they hit Doomsday, then they can just like Doomsday silence me on my upkeep or something, or in response to the ring draw, and then untap and then just win the game from there. I think I'm going to keep this hand to experiment. I don't actually know if this hand is correct. It's also awkward because I'm losing a mana source. Probably the turn that I play the ring if I play a land. If I do understand one thing in this matchup, it's that speed is going to be of the utmost importance. So the thing about the ring is like it gives me like I still have artifact speed, like I have mana speed, and then the ring could potentially draw me into like faster goes. Plus, if I draw an instant mana source here or a free mana source, then I'm like really, really cooking. So this is pretty interesting. I could just preordain or sleight of hand. I think I'm supposed to city into Talisman and then play the One Ring the next turn, though. It's kind of awkward because, like, I guess I could do it the following turn if I grab Underground Sea. I can Underground Sea, preordain, then next turn, Dark Ritual, play City of Traders, play Talisman, play One Ring. Actually, I think that's a little bit better. Because if I preordain here, then maybe I can find a better game plan, and it gives me a sorcery in my graveyard for Demonic Council, which could be important. Oh, that's not a black mana. Yeah, I'm taking a lot more time than Goif. My apologies. Let's get these two on the bottom. Seat of the Synod, sure. Okay, so I think next turn we're just sticking to the plan. City into Dark Ritual, cast One Ring after playing Talisman. Dimir Signet, 4 cards in hand, Talisman. Yeah, so this is okay. Dread Fugue is really interesting. So I could play Seat into Talisman, Dark Ritual, Dread Fugue them. Then the following turn I could play the One Ring. The Dread Fugue is good because if they have Tinker or a way to find Tinker, I can limit their options. Here's the question though. If they have if they have Enlightened Tutor, they can or Mystical Tutor, they can get around my Dread Fugue. And I could theoretically play City. No, I can't play City and Dark Ritual and Dread Fugue and One Ring for 1 mana Dread Fugue. There's no way. 3 cards, they're head on mana. I think I'm gonna Dread Fugue this turn. Like, I don't. I don't think that's bad. I lose to basically exactly like Enlightened Tutor plus land or Mystical Tutor. Mystical Tutor's worse for me. But everything else I get to get rid of. I guess they could have double tutor, but that's... I mean, I'm probably not beating that regardless, even if I do play One Ring. Uh, so now the question is, how do I Dread Fugue? Like, if I play City into Talisman, I could Dark Ritual, Dread Fugue, and cast Sleight of Hand this turn. Um, I could also play Seed of the Synod into Talisman into Dark Ritual, Dread Fugue them, and then next turn play City of Traders and not lose my city. I think I'm into that. I don't want to lose my mana sources here. I'm Dreadfuging for the full with Dark Ritual, by the way, because this doesn't hit Tinker if I if I don't do it for the full. They could also silence me here or something, but I mean that's gonna happen regardless. Like I don't think there's a whole lot for me to do from there. Okay, so I get to take Transmute Artifact here, and then they have Cabal Ritual and Silence. So no action, but lots of mana. My guess is that they silence me on my upkeep, which is maybe a consideration to playing the One Ring. Because now if they silence here, I don't get to play it. I think I'm just casting One Ring off of City of Traders here, and then I'll cast Sleight of Hand. Okay, let's draw a card off the ring. Let's cast Serum Visions here. It digs a little deeper. Plus, we're probably not going to be able to cast the card off a Sleight of Hand that we draw. Sunset Revelry is kind of fake here. I just want to find tutors. I have Sorcery Instant Land in my graveyard, so if I can... Oh, you know what? What I should have done is I should have actually saved my Serum Visions, because if I save my Serum Visions, then I can Serum on a turn to try to find an artifact to then play... I guess I didn't have a Surveil land at the time. Or maybe I did. But if I had a Surveil land, I could, like, Serum, look at the top. If I find an artifact or a card that gets my Demonic Council to Delirium, then I can start winning. I mean, let's just draw. What could go wrong? Okay, Beseech the Mirror is pretty good. I have to play the Scalding Tarn, because I have to get black mana. They have Silence, Cabal Ritual. So if I Beseech, they can silence. And then I next turn cast Tinker. I can't Beseech, and maybe I should Consider first. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Consider first, because if I hit something for Demonic Council, then I can Demonic Council for something. Oh, Cabal Ritual, is that good? Let's see. I draw it, then I Scalding Tarn. My Cabal Ritual doesn't get there, I don't think. I'm gonna put that in the graveyard. Oh, I guess we'll probe them. Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Silence. Okay. Oh, I drew Yawgmoth's Will. That's pretty interesting. I'm just gonna fetch the Scalding Tarn here. And tap 2 for the city. Getting Watery Grave, taking like an insane amount of damage. But that's fine. So I'm gonna Beseech and Bargain it. Because I want to cast... do I want this white source? I think I do. I could get rid of the One Ring. Like, I don't actually need it anymore, I don't think. And I kind of want my mana. Yeah. I don't think I need the One Ring, right? Like, because they're pretty priced into silencing here, I think. Like, as I put Beseech on the stack, I think they're going to have to silence me. And then next turn I can just win with Yawgmoth's Will. If they don't silence me here, then I just get to free cast Tinker or whatever. So now I can find something. I just won't be able to cast it. Is Tinker my actual best find now? Because I have Yawgmoth's Will. It's like maybe my best find is actually just like I have Dark Ritual and Cabal Ritual in the graveyard, so I think my best find might actually just be like Silence. No, because they don't have any counter magic. So but I don't think Tinker is my best find either. Is it Dark Petition? Maybe Dark Petition is my best find. Like a Dark Petition, then I untap, play Crystal Vein, Yawgmoth's Will, make a million mana. Dark Petition gets me Tutor Redundancy. I don't even know if I need Tutor Redundancy here. Like I'm basically just waiting to see if they win on their turn or not. Oh, MTGO is sort of laggy. Um, I guess Dark Petition is okay because if they draw a discard spell for Yawgmoth's Will, then I probably still win with Dark Petition because I can Dark Petition into Tinker and then try to win from there. Yeah, okay, I'll get Dark Petition. I think that's fine. No. Wait, could I have cast this Dark Petition under Silence? It did ask me if I wanted to cast it, which is pretty interesting. I guess maybe Silence doesn't actually work against the Beseech the Mirror because it's part of the resolution of the spell. So you can just do it as a part of the cost. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I think if I had thought about that instead of just like no-sirring it right away, I probably would have grabbed. I don't think you grabbed Doomsday. I think that's kind of bad. You're probably supposed to grab something that interacts with them. Maybe because I have Yawgmoth's Will and Demonic Council. I don't know exactly what that would be. Okay, they have Imperial Seal, but I know their other two cards are Dark Ritual and Cabal Ritual, so I should be taking this match here. Which I think is pretty indicative of how powerful this deck is. Like, it's not like I don't have experience with Storm decks or combo decks like this, but I've never played Citadel Storm before. But like, I mean, look at how many options I have. Like how this game has gone. Like, I think I'm just gonna Crystal Vein here to Yawgmoth's Will and just start the chain. It's Crystal Vein. Let's Yawg Will, I suppose. I could have Dark Petitioned, but I think starting off with Yawg Will is good. Okay, so let's start with Dark Ritual. And I'm just gonna Tendrils kill them here. There's no point in doing anything else. It's just gonna be the fastest kill I have. I mean, Yawg Will, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Tendrils is yeah. Um yeah, I mean I can just cast whatever I want here. I just need to make sure I get to 8 spells. Guess I'll cast Dark Petition because it's just DT. Wait, how much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, and a land drop? Huh. I think I actually need more mana. Which I maybe should have considered. Uh, 5 spells? Uh, Interesting. 5 spells, 6 spells. If I get Mana Vault, I can play Mana Vault, play Demonic Council, get Petal, get Tendrils of Agony. Yeah, I think that works. Oh, that's right. I'm getting a bunch of mana from the Dark Petition. I had myself covered the whole time. Don't even worry about it. I guess we'll spend up black mana. I'm just gonna get Tendrils here. before casting tendrils, I might as well like look. We're only human. We're not beyond miscounting or forgetting like different mana sources we could have or whatever. So a lot of the time, like it can feel like bad mannered um to like cast extra spells before your tendrils or whatever when you're fighting your opponent. GG's, Goif. Um, but I think like at the end of the day, you just need to make sure that you're actually doing it. Okay, so first match with Citadel Storm went really, really well. I think I drew particularly well. Like, I can definitely see hands in this deck where you draw like mana sources and card draw, but no tutors, and those hands being a little more complicated. It feels like Flash Hulk in that regard. Like when you're playing Flash Hulk, there's a pretty good rule of thumb, which is you should never keep a hand that has less than 2 tutors. Like that's less than a way to find Flash and Hulk, which makes it a really good turn 4 combo deck. At the expense of like it's a little bit more consistent potentially than Citadel, but I don't know. This deck feels really, really powerful. And I appreciate getting the chance to play with Goif here. The decision trees were pretty interesting, like when I should do things, like if I should have cast that One Ring earlier versus Dread Fuging. I think overall this deck is really strong, but it's possible that a lot of people like aren't picking up because it looks like a little too complicated. And I think the thing about combo decks or decks in Highlander in general is they produce a lot of unique, complicated scenarios. That's something that we love about the format. I'd say if you're thinking about picking up Citadel Storm, but you haven't yet because it is daunting in a way, I would take at least this game as a lesson in like sometimes decks are just powerful, and if you have even a baseline level of knowledge for how to play an archetype, at least at the like very clear baseline, like I'm playing against basically no interaction, right? So like that makes the matchup a lot simpler in terms of I don't have to play around like Thalia or counter spells or hate bears or whatever. Um, but if you wanted to pick up the deck and you haven't yet, because of how daunting it is, like I'm already learning a lot just for my first game played, and I feel like if I played 50 games of this deck, I would reach a better understanding of it as a whole. And I mean, we have like so many resources in the Canadian Highlander community. Like I know Goif, who I just played from the Discord, and Cyclops from the Discord as well, are often talking in the Citadel Storm portion of the Discord channel, the deck, the specific areas where you can talk about specific decks. I'm forgetting what that's called. I'm sick. It's fine. They're constantly talking about corner case scenarios, but I'm sure if you had questions about this archetype or any archetype in Lander, you could hop into the Discord and ask people. And I feel like if I had done that before I joined this tournament, I probably would have a way better understanding of what's going on. But even though I don't, just with a base level understanding of Storm combo decks, like I used to play ad nauseum tendrils in Legacy for a bit there, like this deck was still really, really powerful and impressed me a lot. So I guess stay tuned for the other matches.
That's a trade request.
All right,
That's a
I've
challenge.
begun recording. Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, I'm gonna deafen.
Yep, me too.
All right, let's get into it with old Liam. We're in the same bracket of this. Oh, my graveyard. We're in the same bracket of this async. I have on the die roll. Pretty lucky. Since I know I'm against Tinfins, I think I'm going to keep this hand. Starting town, Seat of the Synod. I have turn 3 Tinker. I might have turn 2 Tinker if I drop fast mana. And I have Duress as well to really like stymie Liam's development. I mean, I guess I have to draw third land or third mana source here, but lots of mana sources, and I mean, I guess I could always like, no, I can't transmute artifact for anything interesting, right? No, you need more mana to transmute artifact. I guess if I draw like Dark Ritual, I also have access to potential Doomsday. Although I don't know what the Doomsday piles look like from this deck if you don't have Citadel in play. They're probably just like regular old Doomsday piles. So yeah, we're planning on starting town into Duress Liam. Gonna see what's going on over there. Then hopefully draw an instant mana source for turn 2 Tinker. I don't think you can really mulligan hands like this in this matchup. So Liam is playing Tin Fins, and I'm playing Citadel Storm. So we're essentially just two ships passing the night. Like we're just trying to get each other dead as quick as possible. So I'm gonna take a look at, open Liam's deck list here. And Liam's recording as well, so we should see his POV at some point, or of this tournament. Maybe not this game, it depends. Tin Fins. Liam's got a pretty interesting decision here, I assume. For what it's worth, this hand is good enough to keep, but it's not like the best hand I could ever keep. It's just got enough pieces in it. Like, this transmute artifact's kind of useless. Demir Machinations is only okay, like at finding Tinker, but everything else it can find is kind of whatever. Let's starting town. We'll just hit Liam with the Duress. Liam went to 4. Wow. Okay. I didn't even notice that. Dark Ritual Personal Tutor. I think I'm supposed to get rid of Personal Tutor here. Just leave Liam with a bunch of mana. This is pretty good for us. I know before before we got on, Liam was saying that he wanted to adjust the mana base of this deck a little bit potentially, so maybe he got a little punished by the mana. Okay, Delta's pretty good. I think I'm just gonna play the Delta because I actually do want to oh, you know what? Maybe Delta's not that good because if my top card is Citadel exactly when I surveil, then I'm kind of out of luck. So Liam gets to see the bad news that I'm going to hit a Tinker, but I mean, if any deck can win off of a mulligan to 4, it's a deck like Tin Fins. Although he only has 2 new cards I know about, so they'd have to be pretty substantial, like Entomb Gorios, just a land. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not gonna fetch for the Surveil just because there's one bad hit. I think Undercity's fine because I have this starting town already. I don't think I want to keep Sleight of Hand, but maybe I do because drawing Citadel is so bad. I actually think I am going to keep Sleight of Hand because drawing Citadel is, like, actually game losing. Alright, let's get the Citadel. Cast a Chromatic Star, Taxium Probe, Liam, Drew Silence. Okay. I need to remember to hold priority when I'm Citadeling, because I could have cast that Silence and then draw an Underground River and then continue to Citadel off. Okay, so Liam's just getting his own thing. So he's Prismatic Vista, Dark Ritual, Seed of the Synod. I'm at Undercity Sewer is a big threat, and then drawing a reanimation spell could work. Oh, went reanimation spell first for Liam. That's unlucky. I do have to win this turn because I have Doomsday in hand. So if Liam doesn't have any responses. I guess I'll play Bloodstained Mire because I might as well see if I hit anything else off the top of Citadel. Okay, yeah, we'll stock up, sure. I don't want Tendrils in my hand. I want it in the... I guess I'll take Brain Surge to Fairy. Any order is fine. Sure, I'll Weather. Okay, Defense Grid is really good. This is kind of what I was looking for. Because now I can just Doomsday and win. Without worrying about anything. Like, not that I'm particularly worried, but Brainstorm's good. I guess I could have Brain Surged as well to, like, continue to cast spells off the top. I should have held priority when I cast Brainstorm there, too. I keep forgetting. That's fine, though. I'll just put Doomsday on top. We'll cast... I guess I don't have to cast Conjurer's Bauble. I could just Doomsday here. I'm gonna Dark Ritual... I guess Liam can cast a spell theoretically with this defense grid, so I might as well silence. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna cast Doomsday here and get whatever it is that wins me the game. Tendrils, Yawgmoth's Will, Mox Opal, Profane Tutor, where's that one? Profane Tutor. And Brainstorm. Taxing Probe, sure. Okay, now I need to put them in the right order. So Yoggle on the bottom, then Tendrils, then these two. I forgot what Doomsday you keep the cards in your hand. That's actually kind of wild. Oh, I drew the Profane Tutor. That's fine. Whatever. Just Tendrils, Liam. Wait, I died! No! Oh my god. I wasn't even thinking. I forgot that I didn't gain life. Holy crap. I'm trolling. No! Dude, I was just going through the motions because I was like, you know what? I wouldn't have lost that game if we were recording regularly. Also, you only challenged me for best of one.
I know, yeah.
But,
sorry, I will ship a new challenge.
I wouldn't have lost that game, except I was just going fast because the recording's so bad, right? Like, I just wanted to, like, finish the game, so... like, I would have won that for sure. I would have just cast Tendrils, like, because I had mana. Like, I could have just drawn it.
I was wondering, because you put the Doomsday on the stack, and I was like, okay.
Well, you can, like, I could just gain life with whatever. I could have just gotten, like, Sunset Revelry. I also could have just drawn it with a draw effect and just cast it, but... Wow, that was wild. Okay, so it let me go first, I guess.
Yeah,
nice.
So we're fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to count that one? I'm happy to not if you feel like you misplayed because of exigent circumstances.
I think I did, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if it ruins the integrity of the async. I guess we're not playing for anything, but if
yeah,
that's
that's true.
If that's the case, then I need to concede to you here. But what do you think?
I don't know, honestly. Like, I'm just as happy to restart, but you are right that I guess we are playing in a tournament. It's not just us recording for the channel.
Yeah, I did. It's funny because I grabbed Taxian Probe, but I could have also grabbed a 0-drop and done the same thing. So like,
there were many paths.
Yeah, I was just trying to go fast for the channel, but that's interesting. I think it's fine. I think if you think about it, like exigent circumstances happen to everyone at different points of their Magic playing career, and this is just one of those things, right? Like, we're recording, so we know that we're gonna naturally take like some L's on like you said that you're not a huge fan of your mana base, right? And like, but you know, you're locked into it. So I think the same is true as like if we're recording. So I think I'm fine to take that L. Like, you know,
Oh, okay,
live and
fair
learn,
enough. It
live and
is
learn.
pretty funny.
It is
It's good
pretty fun.
content.
Okay,
Like from a content standpoint, it's good.
okay, I'm gonna deafen.
Okay, sounds good.
Unlucky. Well, not unlucky, actually just bad. This hand's not good, so I'm gonna mulligan it. This hand is interesting. So, the Demonic Council is bad, but I have access to a bunch of mana. I get to Inquisition Liam. Okay, so how early can I turn on this Demonic Council if I draw like a fetch land? So the problem is like I could bobble, opal, pedal, play defense grid, but then I'm locked into keeping bobble. I think I have to mulligan this hand. I think it just doesn't have enough going on. Enlightened tutor, interesting. Okay, well I think I'm definitely keeping this hand. I just have to figure out what I'm gonna keep. So what can I enlighten tutor for that matters? That's the question. Let's take a look. I'm gonna look now. Top, Citadel, Aetherflux Reservoir, Dress Down, Static Prison. So I think the Enlightened Tutor is actually kind of fake. Do I want to keep Serum Visions? I definitely want to keep this Tainted Pact. The problem with Tainted Pact is like I have to stop if I hit a particular like subset of spells. I think I'm gonna get rid of this Gloomlake Verge and just keep Mana Vault, Serum Visions, Tainted Pact here. And I'm gonna cast Serum Visions first. I really, really badly need to find put those on the bottom. Need to find Tinker to try and win fast since Liam kept 7. I can't believe I lost that last game because I'm because I paid for my last 4 life to try and tendrils Liam when I could have just gotten 2 zeros as well. I wasn't even thinking. I was just like, well, I'm winning, so this Thoughtseize is like not the worst for me. Like Tainted Pact is good, but it can present some pretty awkward situations. I'm sure like if I found a good tutor off of it, then that's fine. But like if I Tainted Pact and I see Citadel on top, then I'm like in a pretty bad spot there because I need to keep it. I mean, I might be able to hard cast a Citadel. Looks like Liam's considering taking Mana Vault. I don't know if you can do that. Just leaving me with a bunch of mana seems to be the play here, I think. So I guess I'll look at a random card in Liam's hand. I don't know if Liam's playing anything that punishes me for drawing a card. I could wait to look at the card in Liam's hand until my end step. Until his end step. Because I do have I'm going to have a Surveil here. And that way Liam can't Thoughtseize away whatever I draw. Or discard away whatever I draw. And it's not like I have a lot of ways to interact with Liam. I have like basically exactly Silence and Orm's Chant. So those are the only reasons I would crack Bobble on my turn. Okay, so let's look at a card from Liam's hand. Impulse. Okay. That's an interesting one to see. It probably what Liam's going to be casting. I guess I get getting Meticulous Archive here is kind of awkward though, because if I draw like Demure Machinations to be able to get Tinker, then I can't Tinker. But if I don't get Meticulous Archive, then I can't cast Teferi, Silence, or Orm's Chant. So the only card that I would get Undercity Sewers for is Demure Machinations, because I'm too far away from... I guess I'm not far away from Dark Petition. That's actually another one. I think I'm... Orm's Chant and Silence and Teferi. I mean, Teferi's not actually that good here. So Orm's Chant and Silence are like okay, but I think I want to try and advance my own game plan. So I think I'm going to get Undercity Stewards because I have those 2 hits. Okay, let's get this Bloodstained Mire in the graveyard. Okay, so now we're going to draw 2. Pentad Prism, sure. I'm not going to pay for Mana Vault. Okay, I drew the Orm's Chant. That's not necessarily the worst because I have this Pentad Prism. So basically, I just have to wait for my moment on this Orm's Chant. Tinfins is a pretty slippery deck, though, so like it's possible that Liam, like, let's say Liam casts an Entomb. The question there is, do I, in response, cast Orm's Chant, right? So that Liam can't, try to reanimate it, whatever target he gets. So that's going to be pretty interesting here. Liam has a bunch of time, too, which is also a problem. But if I draw a single tutor, I actually have a lot of mana, so I might be able to get there. So I think if Liam does cast like a... Okay, Entomb is a bad example of that situation. What if Liam casts like... I don't think he has it, but what if he casts like Faithless Looting or Careful Study? Do I Orm's Chant Liam in response then? Because I don't know if he's going to discard a big creature or not. Like, he does have a decent amount of big creatures, but... I mean, Grim Tutor's fine. Not much I can do about this one. I really need to hope to draw some sort of tutor. I have 8 mana. I could actually draw Citadel too, and potentially go off from there. I mean, Tinker is my like obvious best draw, but Misty Rainforest. Okay. So I think this Orm's Chant is going to have to put in some work here. Liam doesn't have a creature in the graveyard yet, though, so I get to Orm's Chant and wait for whatever it is Liam's going to do. Liam isn't playing Forces, just Pact of Negation. Okay, so I think I have to respond to this Entomb with Orm's Chant. Now, I think it's so critical that I find a tutor that I'm going to Orm's Chant with my Pentad Prism mana, because I need this Surveil to get me to a tutor. Like, I need this extra look at an extra card. Because I'm only getting this one turn. After this, I assume that I'm going to lose a large percentage of the games that Liam gets to reanimate a big creature from his graveyard. It's possible Liam has Goryo's Vengeance, but I can't play around that. I'm just playing around like Animate Dead and other slower sorcery speed animation. Like if Liam has Atraxa, Goryo's on my turn, like that, I could see that being bad. I guess like Pact of Negation is in this deck. Is in their deck, but they can't really use it until the turn that they're going to win, because they don't usually have 5 mana. So, like, I don't think he can really use it on my turn to stop me from doing anything. Like, I actually think we are just in a race. Like, this matchup looks to be just a race. Oh, it's a Broodlord combo deck. That's right. This makes a lot of sense. Okay. So, let's find a tutor. I guess we have to find a tutor and hit off of our Citadel. I maybe could win with a Doomsday Pile here, potentially. Although I don't have any black mana. Okay, Brain Surge is a really interesting one because I don't know if I can afford to spend the mana on this. Like, if I draw Brain Surge and I tap Seed of the Synod Mana Vault, I have 1 mana floating, so I have 5 mana total after Brain Surging. I get to look at 4 cards. So I could go, like, land, 3 mana, tutor, tinker, get Citadel, and then maybe hopefully win from there. But I'm left with, yeah, 5 mana, like maximum 6 from a land drop, plus any instant mana sources I draw. This Brain Surge is really interesting. I think I might have to get rid of it. Because if I Brain Surge into... I just don't know if I can afford the mana to actually Brain Surge here. If I was more attuned to this deck list, I think I would have it would be a little bit easier for me to figure out whether or not I'm supposed to keep this Brain Surge. Maybe I am. Maybe the Mana Vault mana is so weak that I'm actually supposed to keep the Brain Surge. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna try it. I think I've convinced myself that the Mana Vault mana is actually like pretty weak, but the extra card that I'm seeing off of, like the extra 4 cards I'm seeing off of Brain Surge, maybe give me a higher likelihood of actually going off. This might be wrong. Like it might be possible that you need to bin the Brain Surge because like the 5 mana isn't enough to actually like get going. I don't think Liam could have. I guess he could have maybe a response. Like, what can he respond with here? Chain of Vapor? Into the Flood Maw. Pact of Negation. He could have Silence or Orm's Chant. Okay, so I can keep 2, and I can silence Liam and then Beseech the Mirror, get Tinker, or I could just cast Beseech. I could also cast Beseech and then silence Liam on Liam's turn, and then untap with Citadel potentially. If Liam doesn't bounce it with a spell. Because I could Beseech, get rid of the Pentat Prism or the Mana Vault or whatever. Probably Pentat Prism. Beseech, get rid of Pentat Prism, get Tinker. I could also Beseech for Doomsday. Does Beseeching for Doomsday do anything? I don't have any draw spells, so I don't think so. So I'm definitely not keeping Teferi. Because I don't think casting Teferi does anything here. Yeah, because I need a way to deal with the Broodlord next turn. So I think I have to keep Beseech Silence. Cast Beseech Tinker, get Citadel, cast Silence on Liam's turn to stop him from Broodlord comboing me, and then try to win the next turn. So I'm going to get rid of these 2. Let's cast Beseech with Bargain. I think I get rid of Pentad Prism, or do I get rid of Mana Vault because it costs me life in my upkeep? Like, is this a game where I'm ever untapping Mana Vault and winning? I don't think so. I guess it doesn't matter, because I'm going to Beseech and then I'm going to get Tinker and Tinker away my other card anyways, so... Okay, that's fine. We expected the Orm's Chant, so now I can get Tinker, put it in my hand, and then next turn, try to win with Tinker. Tinker. I cannot cast it, so I get to keep it. So I'm gonna upkeep Silence Liam, because I need to, not die to this Broodlord combo. I don't think I have any way of clearing any cards from the graveyard, so this Broodlord is just going to be literally brooding over me. Okay, I think I have to silence upkeep, because Liam could draw instant speed ways of getting this Broodlord back. This has been a pretty interesting game on a mulligan to 5 for me, from my perspective. Okay, he's just casting Faithful Mending. That makes sense. I wonder if he can win in response to his own Pact trigger. I mean, it doesn't matter. I can't play around anything, so... if I tinker for Citadel, I guess I have to keep Watery open because there's way more black cards that I could potentially cast if I draw them off of like a draw spell off of Citadel. Okay, well, we just F6 through this one. Liam discarded LED, Shadowy Backstream. Okay, so I'm gonna have one draw step here, and then I'm gonna have a land drop off of my Citadel, and that's what I'm gonna have to go off of here. I mean, it's possible for me to win. It all depends on the top of the deck. And I guess it depends on if Liam has anything to do during my turn. Again, I don't think that he does. Okay, he's Noxious Revivaling, putting Misty Rainforest on top of my library. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know you could Noxious Revival other people's cards. I've never considered it, but that's actually a really good usage of it, because he's bricking a full draw step for me for free. Alright, well, let's tinker away this Pentad Prism, and we'll see see what the Citadel holds. Okay. Wow! Into the Floodmaw actually bricks me here. I wish I was playing Boomerang Basics. I guess Boomerang Basics wouldn't help because it's non-land permanent. But that's crazy that because Liam doesn't have any permanents to bounce with Floodmaw, I have to play this Misty and crack it. Okay, yeah, I guess that's where I'm at. I'm gonna get Tundra here because I want to be able to cast the... I've already cast Orm's Chant and Silence, so I guess I want to be able to cast like Plowshares if I draw it. Maybe black is better? I don't think so. I don't think it matters. I mean, we're just gonna have to hope we hit off the top. Wow. I bricked really hard there. I guess I have Plowshares in response to Broodlord trigger, so maybe I'm not like fully dead. Yeah, okay, so Animate Dead happens, but then the Broodlord trigger goes on the stack, and I'm gonna plow it in response, and then maybe I don't die to Liam's combo. I don't know. I don't actually know how Tinfins works in this format. But I mean, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, okay, so he gets to sacrifice it. Yeah. There's just like not a lot I could do there. Yeah, I wish I had slowed down for the first game. Although I think that's sort of good for the nature of this video. Like, if you are picking up a deck that is complicated, like you or you're doing other stuff while you're doing it, you can get overwhelmed too, right? Like, or just like it's really easy to forget about things, especially when there's so many moving parts. I think it's also a good lesson in, look, at the end of the day, if you and your opponent are sitting down and you're playing a game of Magic against each other, like, you've already entered an agreement to play that game of Magic, sort of regardless of how it's going. A lot of people don't like playing against combo, and fair enough. Like, I'm not here to yuck anyone's yums or yum anyone's yucks, but like, you also decided to play this archetype, and so you might feel like you need to like push really fast because it feels bad, like your opponent is like just watching you play the game like from one side of the table or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, you should just take your time. No one should begrudge you for taking your time, especially since you're like, every decision that you make matters a lot in every game of Magic, and sometimes people take time even with creature decks. It doesn't really matter. Like, I don't know how this combo works. I assume I'm just gonna die to Tendrils at some point. I think Liam has Yawgmoth's Will, right? So just like Hoarding Broodlord, Yawgmoth's Will. Oh, Saw in Half is pretty cool. But yeah, as long as you're playing at a reasonable pace, you can always take a step back and just say like, okay, I need to take some time, make sure I'm doing this correctly. Like, I wanted to go faster because like because of the channel, and like from Liam's perspective, it's taking a while, right? But I think it makes more sense just to take time, because then we'd have a game 3, which would be cool. But such is life. All right.
Hello.
I was hoping you would somehow kill yourself with your own tendrils of agony to make it a fair match. You know what I mean?
Tendrils is a hard one to kill yourself with because you gain life at the same time.
Is it? Oh, interesting. That hasn't been
Yeah.
my experience, but I'm sure that.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I see your point.
The Broodlord combo is pretty cool though, because like, I hit Swords to Plowshares off the Citadel, and I was thinking to myself, well, that's not the best hit I could have gotten. The best hit would have been, Tutor to kill you. But
Yeah.
but like I was like, oh, maybe I can like Swords the Broodlord to shut off the combo. And I mean, to be fair, if you didn't have a sacrifice or whatever, then I could. But
Yeah.
the fact that the Broodlord does like win you the game while also being a really good sacrifice target, right? Like I think is a pretty compelling reason to play Tin Fins if you want that extra level of like sometimes you get your tracks into play, you draw your like 4 cards off of her, and then they plow her and you sort of continue playing the game. But it feels like Broodlord really like closes that loop, especially if they don't have interaction. Like you just win the game after you Broodlord, right? I assume.
Yeah, yeah. Like, so the thing about Broodlord, like, I know a lot of people like the combo. I've never really been a huge fan, but
Interesting.
because the thing about it is that it requires like a lot of mana when you go off to be super good. Like, I was really lucky there to have because you silenced me and the entomb and the reanimate happened on 2 different turns. I'm like going off with 3 mana so I can reanimate Broodlord, and I'm lucky and I already have sacrifice in hand, right? So like
Yeah.
mana isn't really an issue. But if you think about it, like what you're hoping to do with Broodlord is reanimate it, saw it in half, and then do stuff after you saw it in half, like with the double DT. But
Oh, interesting. I thought you could win with Broodlord just like with the 1 trigger. Like I thought it was a 1 card combo, but you're saying like you need Broodlord plus the mana
no,
to saw in half. Okay.
it's like 1 card plus mana. Like if you have, I don't actually know the total number of extra floating mana you need, but it's 3 or 4, I think, because you need to reanimate it, and then you need to either have a way to turn it into mana right away and then like reanimate it, or you have to have the mana to saw it in half. Because if you reanimate it and then saw it in half, you can go get a sacrifice plus another tutor to go farther down the chain. And you can I think just assemble a win with tutor for tutor, or like with Doomsday, something like that.
Okay.
But but no, like I actually haven't been the biggest fan of the Hoarding Broodlord, and I played this list largely because like I think where I'm at with Tin Fins is like quite disconnected from where a lot of other people are with the Tin Fins, or like honestly, like this deck for a lot of people has become the Hoarding Broodlord deck. Like that's the identifying combo for the deck. So I wanted to get some more experience playing a list that was like much closer to the kind of like consensus that a lot of the rest of the community was playing. And then I also wanted to try out Gwenum, which is like Citadel. If a creature attacks, it turns into Citadel. So I didn't get to try that one yet. I'm much less sold on that one, I gotta say. But the Hoarding Broodlord was sweet there. Like a lot of the times, the one nice thing about the Broodlord is that it is a way where if you just have Entomb Reanimated and a bunch of mana, you don't have to just like get the Gristlebrand and like cross your fingers that 14 cards is enough, or 7 cards is enough to find something. Like, because I was looking at it being like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get Gristlebrand, I'm gonna draw 7 cards, hopefully I find a tutor or something to do with it. And then I realized I was like, oh wait, no, like because I have the sacrifice here, like Hoarding Broodlord is just almost certainly winning the game right away.
Yeah, when I cast Claw, I was like, oh, maybe I'm okay. And then you sacrificed, and I was like, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I know
It's
how
like a
this one
classic.
goes.
It's like a classic combo mirror where like both of us are like trying to end the game on turn 3, but then like we end up fighting in the mud because we have like annoying cards that don't actually like advance our game state that much, but like potentially buy you a turn. And because both decks like don't really apply pressure and are just going to win all at once in their main phase, you like your Orm's Chant is just +1 turn. Like I silence you, it's just +1 turn. Like
Yes, yeah. I thought that was funny too, like the back and forth there. It's it's possible. Maybe I'm supposed to silence you in response to your reanimation spell. Like, because then you have Broodlord in play, but then you don't get to actually win the turn that game. But if you, on the off chance you don't have a reanimation spell and you're just like casting a different, I don't know. That game was weird.
well, you also didn't know I was putting Broodlord in the bin, right? Like I chose to put Broodlord in the bin after you
Yeah,
cast the
yeah. My
silence.
worry was like if I don't silence and you get like Atraxa or some or what's the one where it's the Leviathan where if you attack me you
Trench
just
Gorger.
win. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think that's good. I think the silence on the last turn might have been bad for me, like the because once you get Broodlord, then I think maybe I'm just supposed
Try and position
just
yourself to
try and
silence
position
me in the middle
myself
of
to
a combo
silence you in the
line.
middle of your combo line. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes
I
sense.
mean, okay, I want you to know my Citadel hits were F tier, by the
They
way.
were really bad. It was
So
very obvious. They were
I
really
hit I
bad.
hit I hit into the Flood Maw, but you had no permanence. So then I had to Misty to fetch, and then I hit Swords to
Yeah,
Plowshares, but you had no creatures, and I was like, wow. Like, this is the
yeah.
other side. Because when I play against Citadel, they Citadel, and it just feels like they win every single time, right? But I'm not
To be
seeing
fair, you
that.
did beseech. You did brain surge into silence plus beseech the mirror.
Oh, that was hot, but then the
Yeah,
Citadels were fake. I think
yeah.
I could have like silenced into Fairy, plus or sorry, I could have brain surged into Fairy plus silence potentially, but I felt
Mm,
like that was like just a little too weak, especially since Beseech requires you to have a silence yourself to stop me from tinkering that turn, and then I
yeah,
still have silence on the follow up turn. Like I thought I was
yeah.
gonna go Beseech, Tinker, hit Citadel. If I when I miss, which I'm likely to miss because I don't have a lot of mana, um, or like ways to change the top of my library. But if I miss, then I can just like silence you on
Yeah.
your turn and then
Silence me
untap
as
and
time
win.
walk. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for the games. Those are really great.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the game one. I don't know.
I think it's a good lesson though. Like I was saying uh to the channel, like look, sometimes you need to slow down and sometimes you need to just make sure that you're doing the thing properly, and especially when you're picking up a deck that again, like I'm a really experienced player, like I have a lot of combo under my belt. I used to play a lot of ad nauseum tendrils, right? I've cast doomsdays. Like this is a mistake I shouldn't be making, but they're possible. Like it's possible to make
Really
mistakes that you shouldn't
easy.
be making, especially when you're examining a new archetype. And the thing is like you just have to power through them. Like uh would I ever make that mistake in person? Like
No.
no, there's no way. Would
Yeah.
I ever make that mistake if I was playing not on the channel? No. But uh it's still like you still have to own your mistakes, right? And just like, it is what it is. Like and now that's not going to happen to me again for a while at least. Maybe it'll happen to me at some point. And maybe like in the future of this channel I'll link back to this exact moment that I'm saying, it probably won't happen to me again. And like as I'm
Narrator,
passing
it did in fact happen
yeah.
again.
um but we're human. I think it's good to make mistakes and like learn from them. So I'm
Yeah,
not that
yeah.
worried about it. And I would prefer to like maintain the tournament integrity, even though it's like we're not playing for anything, right? Like it
Yeah,
still matters to me.
yeah, and I think it's like the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I think it's kind of unfair to other people.
I
So
agree. Yeah.
I think it is. It just and plus, it was good content.
Yeah. Like I was just doing it for the content. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
We're just trying to
yeah.
increase the odds that Tin Fins ends up in top four.
So
Although
true.
I don't know, I think Citadel might just be the better version of what Tin Fins is trying to do. Like I was
It felt
thinking,
like it when I was like the fact that I was almost winning on 5,
yeah,
and if you didn't have
and I had a good
sacrifice,
7.
If you
Yeah.
didn't have sacrifice, I guess like if you didn't have sacrifice, you wouldn't have gotten Broodlord. But like if you're getting a Traxa or Grizzlebrand, like it's not guaranteed, right? Like
No,
in
no,
in
not at
60
all.
cards, it's a little more guaranteed with Tin Fins if you get
Well, I was
Grizzlebrand
only
into
at
play,
12
right?
too.
Like
Like I had taken a bunch of damage from Grim Tutor and Fetchlands, so like
totally.
I was only gonna get and my reanimate didn't give haste. So like I was only gonna get 7 cards with Gristlebrand, if I went for Gristlebrand instead. So like yeah, I think that game was like uh very close. I think the big thing is that the big thing that I'm finding, like as I've kind of like been getting back into playing this deck, is that everything that I like about this deck, I'm increasingly concerned that just like Citadel does that better. Like
I
the
see.
reason to play Tin Fins for a while used to be that I genuinely thought it was the fastest deck in the format, uh, in certain spikes. I don't know that I think consistently it is, but like certainly like when in my heyday of playing this deck a ton, it was like basically the only deck in the format that wasn't called Storm that could turn 3 you. Like basically everything else, like even like Time Vault or Flash Hulk was like a turn 4 deck. And so there was some attraction to playing it because it was just so fast. But now like Citadel is the fastest deck, I think. And like I don't know that there's a lot of reason to register this instead. But we'll see. I'm excited to play. I mean, our pool is combo slop,
So
so
much combo, yeah.
so it should be interesting. I hope the rest of your matches go well.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Thanks to the games. All right. Thank you to Bun Buneru. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that, but I appreciate you saying that you're chill with me recording. I know that they're playing a deck called Dark Nadu, so just Nadu with black cards. I think I'm going to keep this hand based on that. I think I can find a winning Doomsday line in a couple of turns, but into the Flood Maw, good against Opposition Agent, and I'm not as worried about the rest of what their archetype is doing. They're not that fast. Plus, I have a Signet, so excuse me. If I have a way to draw Tinker, then I'm in as well. And yeah, I should be able to find a Doomsday win with a decent amount of mana. I don't know. Citadel players, this tell me in the comments if you think this hand is not keepable. It seems reasonable enough to me. I am on the play, which maybe changes my evaluation. Like maybe if I'm on the draw, this hand isn't that keepable, but we're just gonna play the sewers here. I'm happy enough keeping Taxian Probe because it actually lets me potentially Doomsday later. Like I might probe them next turn. We'll see. Probing makes the silence a lot better too. It like allows me the information to know if I want to silence them on their turn to stop their development potentially, like save me some time. This F6 here. Duress, sure. I mean, if they take Doomsday, like now I'm definitely probing them for life, and we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so let's see what our opponent is going to have. That's Exile. I want their hand. Oh wow, so they kept Opposition Agent, Gearhulk, Barrogoyf, Land. Okay, I think I'm just gonna play Starting Town, Demir Signet, Pass. I could also play Marsh Flats and actually maybe I'm supposed to play Marsh Flats because if I find a tutor, they don't get or I don't have to worry about their Opposition Agent mucking me. Yeah, I'm actually gonna play Marsh Flats here. I just have to be mindful that if they draw Mox, that I have to crack this Marsh Flats in response to the Mox. It's a pretty good 7 against combo. I don't think this Nadu deck is particularly good against combo, but the black definitely helps a lot. And I think that's the consideration to why you would play black in this deck, is it just helps you against combo a lot. Let's get the Meticulous Archive, I suppose. I think that's fine. Because I know Doomsday's in the graveyard, so getting triple black isn't as meaningful. I think we get rid of this Chromatic Star here. Makes the Barrowgoyf a little bigger, which is awkward, but I don't think I can afford to keep Chromatic Star there. Okay, great. So I can personal tutor for Tinker and then play Demir Signet, and then next turn I can Tinker and cast into the Floodmaw and the opposition agent that they're gonna have to hold up because I know that uh because I know that I'm they know that I'm getting Tinker here. I guess they could have drawn like uh something. I don't know. I'm just getting Tinker. It feels like finding Tinker can't ever really be that terrible. So they have one unknown card in hand, but realistically they're going to play land, and then I'm going to play land. Or no, I'm not going to play land. I'm going to Tinker with 1 mana up. They're going to cast Opposition Agent. I'm going to into the Floodmaw the Opposition Agent. Then I'm going to get Citadel and try to like win the game from there. Although, you know what I actually might do? Oh no, it doesn't really work. This Opposition Agent's actually going to be a problem for me, like even off the top from this Tinker. But I mean, I'm going to have to do it anyways, so it doesn't really matter how I do this as long as I keep up blue mana for Into the Floodmaw. Okay, yeah, so they resolve Opposition Agent, but still in response to the Tinker, I'm just gonna bounce it to their hand. So I have a land drop available. But now if I find tutors off of the top of the library, I'm actually... Okay, fetch land's good because it lets me reset here. If I find tutors, I'm actually in kind of an awkward position because I can't really cast them. We're just going to get Underground Sea here. I mean, we're going to keep going. I'm going to cast the Dark Ritual. Okay, hitting another land's pretty bad. I could have grabbed a land that lets me silence, but then they can just cast Opposition Agent in response to silence, so that doesn't really help. Hitting two lands and a Dark Ritual off of the Citadel is pretty bad there. But their clock is pretty slow. Let's cast... Okay, I need to start casting and holding priority when I do this. Okay, Preordain's actually a pretty good hit. I'm gonna do cast and hold priority. Okay, so I don't have any responses. Stock Up is a good hit. I'll put that on top for sure. And draw it. Oh, I see, I draw it. I think I'm gonna cast Stock Up before playing land. I don't feel like I really need to play this land first before stocking up. Plus, it might let me dig just a little bit deeper. Brainstorm is pretty interesting. If I Thoughtseize them now, then they're forced to play their Opposition Agent. I think I am taking Brainstorm Thoughtseize for what it's worth. Okay, so if I play this fetch land and then I cast Thoughtseize, I can get a land off of this fetch land. So I'm going to play this fetch land. And then I'm going to Thoughtseize them. And then they're going to respond by casting Opposition Agent. I'm going to respond by casting Brainstorm. Actually, I might Brainstorm first so that I can cast... I can potentially cast cards off the top. This is pretty interesting. What lands do I have to get with Arid Mesa? I actually need to be cognizant of that. I might not be able to find anything. I should have Hollowed Fountain and Tundra. Okay. So let's see here then. If I cast Brainstorm... No, I want to... I want to Thoughtseize them first, because then I want to Brainstorm and Fetch and get rid of the stuff that's in on top here. So I'm going to cast Thoughtseize, and they're going to cast their Opposition Agent. This is my library. I wish that they didn't move this so often. Like, move all of my stuff. People keep commenting, and I hear you. Like, it's obviously annoying not to see the top of my library, and, like, you probably haven't seen the top of my library for a bunch of these games, which is, like, super frustrating, but maybe I'll, like, add in what I've been looking at or something in post. Okay, so I'm going to respond to this opposition agent by brainstorming. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of. I want to keep Mox Diamond and I want to keep Chromatic Sphere, so I'm just getting rid of 2 lands. Then I'm gonna fetch. I have to remember that future fetches, if they can't fetch things, can still grab or can still tap for green because of Yavimaya. Okay, so I should weather myself here because if I draw an instant speed tutor, I actually need it. Oh, this I think this Yawgmoth will wins me the game next turn. Weather the Storm is a really good hit here because like now I know I'm not dying to them anytime soon because I'm gonna be able to Thoughtseize them here. Okay, so I can Yawgwill into. Can I Yawgwill right now? I can, but do I have any free mana sources? I do not. Okay, so I'm gonna let this opposition agent resolve then. Then I'm gonna let the Thoughtseize resolve. I'm looking at Solitude, Nadu, Endurance, Brightglass, Gearhulk, Barrogoyf. I guess Endurance is the thing I care about because I have Yawgmoth's Will, so I'm gonna take that. Yavimaya. Okay, so I know they have these 4 cards. This is my library. I guess I don't have to pay 3 mana for Yawgmoth's Will, so I actually... No, I don't win. Wait, because I can Mox Diamond... Oh yeah, I do win, because I can Mox Diamond, and then I can Yawgmoth's Will, cast Dark Ritual, cast Doomsday, and then win with Citadel pile. Yep. Okay, so Yawgmoth's Will. I cast Dark Ritual. I cast Doomsday. Okay, and they concede. That makes sense. Oh, wait. I don't want to concede the game. Wow. Okay, so the opposition agent was obviously really good, but I assumed opposition agent would be like the end all be all because it feels so good against Citadel, but you have some ways to actually deal with it. Although the bounce spell not particularly amazing. Although it did make it that bounce spell specifically did make itself look a lot better than Boomerang Basics because it was an instant. It mattered like it was the entire game. I have to mulligan this. Citadel and Aetherflux Reservoir in hand, like no instant mana sources, only 1 land. Like I'm just gonna get rid of that. Top, One Ring, Transmute Artifact, Opt, Demure Machinations. This hand is pretty slow, but it has a couple things going for it. Like, Demure Machinations finds Tinker if I want to try and go that route. The One Ring seems pretty reasonable in this matchup. Like, not the best, but not the worst. I have a Static Prison, so, like, I get to actually exile one of their key cards, excluding, I suppose, Opposition Agent. I think I'm going to get rid of Transmute Artifact. I don't think that really does anything. It's hard though. Like if I miss land drops, this hand is pretty tough. So maybe I'm supposed to mulligan it, but I don't know if I like going to 5 more than I like keeping a hand like this, especially with something like the One Ring. If I find fast mana, I can just play One Ring and start drawing a bunch of cards. I do have to remember that there's not a lot of lands in this deck. There's only like 30 lands, which makes sense. Like when you Citadel, you want to make sure that you aren't hitting land drops a lot of the time. Okay, so I think there's an argument to playing Sensei's Divining Top here, but I think I'm going to be casting Opt. So I'm gonna fetch this Delta now, because I don't want to get destroyed by land plus opposition agent or Avenmind Sensor. I don't know if they're playing it, but let's get this Tundra. I think I'm getting Tundra because Static Prison is going to save me a lot of time, potentially. Let's Opt. We're just looking for mana sources here, basically. Into the Flood Mod's bad. We'll bin that. Oh, Citadel's worse. I thought Into the Flood Mob was bad, but Citadel is definitely worse. I pressed F6, but it didn't F6 me? Huh? Starting birds is pretty optimal. Just giving you access to pressure. I think even if they had opposition agent here, they should be playing some sort of pressure, whatever that looks like. Yeah, drawing Citadel, not ideal. I would really like to draw land here. Drawing a land here would be really good. Wow. Crystal Vein's actually excellent because I get to play top, look for a land, and then if I find one, I can One Ring next turn if I want. I'm not gonna static prison the birds. I'm just gonna wait to see what they have, what they're bringing to the table here. I am under, like, no amount of pressure currently, so maybe my play is, like, find land, play Teferi, bounce whatever it is they play. I guess we'll see. It depends on what they end up playing. I have to assume that they have something to do now for 4 mana. Like, if they didn't do anything on their turn 2. Not getting white source is pretty interesting here. Like, if I get rid of their bird, that can actually be kind of bad for them. Minnow, it's not time to play with my feet. I love you, buddy, but... yeah, the ring's good. Okay, let's see what we see off of this Sensei's Divining Top. Thoughtseize, Bleachbone Verge, Windswept Teeth. So I could keep Bleachbone and then play Teferi, bounce their One Ring, and then they're priced into playing it again if they want to. Like, and I think I'm happy with that trade, really, because, like, I'm just happy. I want the game to go a little longer so that I have access to, like, more stuff. Like, I can play Bleachbone, Teferi, bounce their One Ring. Then next turn, I can, like, play Windswept Heath, play my own One Ring after having drawn the Thoughtseize as well. So I'll have access to Thoughtseize on the turn that I'm trying to combo off, which means I can force them to play an opposition agent if they have one, and then I can static prison it on that turn. I think I'm happy with all of these. I'm gonna put Thoughtseize, Heath, Bleachbone Verge. Then I'm going to untap, play Teferi, bounce their One Ring so that if they want extra draw, they have to actually spend time doing it. I mean, I'm not winning next turn anyway, so I don't have to worry about the protection trigger. And yeah, next turn I draw this Thoughtseize, and then I get to... unless they hold open mana, I get to free fetch into the One Ring. Like, they might just cast the One Ring here again. And that's, like, kind of best case scenario for me. White Plume is pretty good for them. Just, like, adding a clock. I might static prison the White Plume. We'll see. It kind of depends. I think I'm just going to play the ring, though. Like, I think I'm just going to fetch for Windswept Heath and play the ring. Okay, buddy, you can't do that. I love you, but you gotta... You can't just be gnawing at my feet. Well, you can, but not when I'm recording. Those are hard and fast rules in this household. Giver of Runes. So, Giver of Runes is a consideration for why I would static prison the White Plume here and find Tinker off of... I guess I wouldn't find Tinker off of Demure Machinations because I already have Bolas' Citadel. I could... I'm gonna uptick my Teferi. I could static prison and still cast the ring with Crystal Vein and Bleachbone Verge. That isn't the worst. That isn't the worst thing I've ever said or done. And then I'm not dying to. I guess what the damage currently right now is 3. It'll be +5. They could put 2 counters on birds or Giver and hit me for 3, but they're probably killing Teferi at that point. Like, maybe because they're priced into killing Teferi, I don't have to worry about... No, but then I'm never getting a chance to kill the White Plume again because of the Giver of Runes. Maybe I was supposed to static prison the Giver of Runes, because if they have opposition agent, then I am in a heap of trouble. I'm gonna fetch with this Windswept Heath while I'm thinking here. I think I'm grabbing Scrubland. So if I prison the White Plume, then I can't do anything about future opposition agents. If I play One Ring, I get to start drawing a bunch of extra cards. But then I really can't do anything about opposition agents. Am I just dead to oppo agent? Is that something that I have to just like be okay with here? They're gonna get to kill my Teferi, so I play One Ring, they kill my Teferi, then I untap and I've drawn four different cards, and I have no way to beat an opposition agent other than like naturally tendrilsing them. Whereas if I static prison, but this giver, like I have to static prison this giver and then draw a spell that lets me kill an opposition agent anyways. I think I'm just gonna play this One Ring. I'm gonna draw now. Actually, they have Bowmaster's mana up, so I think I'm gonna draw on their turn. Because I don't think they're playing like Hall Breach or anything. So I'm gonna let them venture and then I'm gonna draw, because I don't want them to draw Bowmasters. If they have it right now, then that's fine. That means they have to spend the mana on it. Static Prison's really good, but I'm seeing the value of these instant speed answers for sure. So their White Plume is going to kill my Teferi, and then I'm going to untap and draw another 2 cards. I think Taxi Probe is one of my best draws, because it'll give me a very clear insight into like the path I have to take to win this game. Right now I'm just kind of like playing the odds, like what are the odds that they have XYZ, but let's see their list here. Yeah, it's just a bunch of creatures, and the only card I really care about is Opposition Agent, I think. And the discard spells, of course. Now the Reliquary. I mean, I might get to a point where I'm just going to have to assume that they don't have Opposition Agent, but I mean, I'd like to play around it if I can. What are they tapping out for here? Finale for 1. Interesting. I guess they're setting up Nadu. So you like Finale for 1, get Nomads, and then try to Nadu win next turn. I think that makes sense. Well, I think they're gonna win anyways next turn, because I'll die. I should die to Trap plus Knight plus White Plume plus whatever 1-drop they get here, right? Because it'll be 6, 11, 12, 13. Oh, Haywire Might. Interesting. So they're gonna untap their White Plume, or their White Plume untap is gonna let them exile my One Ring if they want in response to this trigger, so I lose extra. Okay, I see. I mean, we're just gonna start off with the One Ring here, and then we're gonna go from there. I don't really know if I can Demure Machinations for anything interesting. I mean, we're just gonna ring. Not great draws. So the problem with not exiling the White Plume as well is like now it's actually a pressure piece that I can't get rid of because I don't have the ability to do that. What 3-drops can I get? It looks like I can get Brain Surge, stock up Yawgmoth's Will. Does Yawgmoth's Will do it? No, it definitely doesn't do it. I can get Doomsday, but I can't cast it because it's too black mana intensive, like too many black pips. I could just cast Citadel, like I can play Underground Sea and then cast Citadel with Crystal Vein, but I don't have a land drop. I guess I can do that and draw up to as many cards of Sensei's Divining Top, which is maybe the path that I'm supposed to take, because I can keep drawing cards, like resetting if I need to. I actually, yeah, that has to be correct, right? Like, I didn't consider that, but I can just hardcast the Citadel with the Crystal Vein, and then hopefully win the game this turn. Oh, well, no, they have the Haywire Might. So I could, like, I can't Citadel and also Static Prison any of these because they have Giver of Runes. That's actually pretty annoying. Yeah, because if I cast Citadel, they're just gonna Haywire Might me. Uh, I think I'm supposed to top here because I need multiple answers. I'm playing Balance in this list. So balance is, I guess, my best way out of this. So can I Demir Machinations for something that helps me find balance, I guess is the question. I don't think so. Finding a 3-drop is pretty prohibitive. Like, I could Demir Machinations for Tinker, but I can't Tinker for Citadel, and it doesn't matter anyways. I could Tinker for... Yeah, there's nothing I can Tinker for that changes anything. Nothing that impacts the board. I could, like, just top and spin top and try to find, like, Sunset Revelry or something that lets me, like, live for a little bit longer. The untap on the White Plume being really relevant here because of the Haywire Might. Wow, this is really, really complicated. I'm gonna apologize to my opponent for taking so long. Okay, I'm gonna spin top. I think I need to find something else. I think I need something else in this equation to win the game. And I'm dying. I think I'm dying next turn because I take 5 off trap and then I take lethal here. Wow, I hit balanced. Okay. So balance wipes their board, and then I just have 1 ring left with my 3 best cards. Yeah, that seems good to me. I guess I'll do that. And I keep Dark Petition on top. So I'm gonna do this, this. I'll keep my 5 lands too. I could put them down to 4 lands, but I think that's worse than just me keeping. I guess I get to keep top in play if I want to cast Serum Visions. Like Serum Visions balance. I could Serum Visions balance and Thoughtseize them, but then we go down to 2 cards. But then I'm happy with that because I can just play Citadel and win from there. Yeah, okay. So let's Underground Sea. I think Thought Seizing them is good now because I get to take their best card. And I get to make sure, I guess I'm not getting mucked by anything random that could be in their hand. Oh, Endurance. Oh, wow. If they Enduranced me here, I actually would have been lost, I think. Because now, I guess no, I could drop balance in response. I don't even care about this Endurance. I think I care about the 1 ring, right? 'Cause I'm not trying to win with the graveyard, I don't think. So now I cast Serum Visions, because if they Endurance in response, I can draw off top. Wow, this balance is really, really good. So I know they're going to have Endurance plus Survival of the Fittest, so I guess I do want Into the Flood Maw, because it actually lets me win through a potential opposition agent. So the 2 cards I'm keeping are Bullets the Citadel, land, maybe? Because Citadel lets me draw a ton of cards off of top. Okay, they're just gonna Endurance me. Oh, I see. They're taking us to 0 cards in hand. I think this is also fine. Oh, it just puts them on the bottom. It doesn't even mess with the top cards. And I have Dark Petition on top, so... Like, I can Dark Petition for Doomsday, and then I can Doomsday kill with Yawgmoth's Will, I think. I guess they're gonna trap me. Yeah, I mean, they might as well. So I know I'm drawing Dark Petition, so I can Dark Petition into Doomsday, and then... I don't think I have any 0 mana Doomsday kills, but they'll have 1 draw step to have drawn anything. So I guess if they drew, like, exactly Opposition Agent here, then that's really good. Oh, they're Pacting. Interesting. Are they... Is there a creature that they can pact for that kills me next turn if it gets to attack? Because they're going to have to pay 4 on that trigger. Okay, so they got Gear Hulk. What does Gear Hulk find them here? I mean, they have to pact this turn. I'm not commenting on that at all. I'm just like, I'm curious what they're gonna get here. Like, what could be impactful. I mean, there can't be anything better than Gear Hulk here for their Summoner's Pact, really. I would imagine. I'm gonna bring my graveyard out since my graveyard is relevant. So I have Dark Petition and Into the Floodmaw on top. So if I draw Dark Petition, I could also draw Into the Floodmaw if I wanted to crack my Sensei's top, but I don't think that's really that good. They found Mox Pearl Static Prison. Okay, interesting. Are they just going to try and get rid of my top now? When it enters target. Okay. Hey, I love you, but come on. Come on. Oh, Minnow. I let them kill my top because my cat was trying to eat my feet. I love you, but come on. No, I need you to go, actually. Boy, get out of here. That's not even the worst. I love the little rascal, but he is incessant. I guess I get Doomsday here and I go to 1, right? If I do that. But going to 1 is not the same as going to 0. And if I make a proper Doomsday pile, I should be able to win, right? Let's see. If I Doomsday into... What if I cast Yawgmoth's Will right now? I can play a land. That's it. Great. So I'm gonna have to Doomsday into some LED pile where I draw a bunch of cards. I have Crystal Vein, so I can Brain Surge as my top card. Then I have access to the rest of the... Yeah, I'm just gonna get Doomsday. Okay, so I think my pile is Brain Surge, Cabal Ritual, Yawgmoth's Will. Wow, this is really slow. Tendrils of Agony, and Lion's Eye Diamond. And I can Brain Surge, draw, Cabal Ritual, Yawgmoth's Will, Cabal Ritual into Yawgmoth's Will, cast, play... I can't play Hallowed Fountain. Cabal Ritual into Yawgmoth's Will into Dark Petition, get Lion's Eye Diamond, break Lion's Eye Diamond. For blue, opt, draw Tendrils, cast Tendrils. Or maybe I need to cast Tendrils twice. Like maybe I need to Tendrils into Yawgmoth's Will. So I Brain Surge, get Cabal Ritual. How do I win this game? I think my opponent might be getting me here. If I Brain Surge into Brain Surge only gets me 2 cards. So I do Cabal Ritual, Yawgmoth's Will. That's okay. Brain Surge 1, Cabal Ritual, Yawgmoth's Will, 3 Storm. 4 Storm is Dark Petition, Finding, Lion's Eye Diamond. Lion's Eye Diamond is 5 Storm. Lion's Eye Diamond, break for blue. Cast oft is 6 Storm. 7. I don't actually. Uh, can I cast 2 draw spells? Can I like Gitaxian Probe into Preordain? I could stock up. Does stock up do it? Because I feel like I need a ritual here. Is kind of my thing. Like I feel like I need this ritual. I guess I get to cast Demir Machinations and I get to cast the ritual again. This has to be fine. Tendrils, Yawgmoth, Brain Surge, Cabal Ritual, LED. If it's not fine, you know, it's on the record. This is what I'm finding. Okay, so I need Brain Surge to be the top card, and I want Tendrils to be the bottom card. So I want Tendrils to be the bottom card, then I want it to be Lion's Eye Diamond, Yawgmoth's Will, Cabal Ritual, Brain Surge. Okay. Wait, what happened to my graveyard? Oh, Doomsday puts your graveyard into the... I think I'm dead. I don't think I can actually win, right? Alright, let's just concede. Again, this video is a study in, like, you're going to make mistakes when you're picking up a new archetype, no matter how experienced you are. So you might as well just plunge right in. You might as well dive deep. I probably had a win there. I can't think of one. My old Doomsday experience is with, like, ill-gotten gains and a bunch of other random cards, so... This hand is awkward because it isn't that fast, and it has Citadel in it, so I think I'm gonna mulligan. This hand is good because I have turn 2 Tinker. So I'm gonna keep. I don't think there's a reason to keep. So I can Brainstorm on the turn that I cast Vampiric Tutor to set up my draws better, so I think I'm going to get rid of Ponder here. So I'm going to play Seat, and I'm going to cast Lotus Petal, and then see what they do, cast Brainstorm, cast Vampiric Tutor, get Tinker, and then Tinker next turn. Actually, it's possible it might not even be worth it to Tinker next turn. Like, maybe I was supposed to keep the Ponder, and then see the Synod into Ponder, try to hit, like, natural land drops. So the problem is if I get Citadel and they have Haywire Might or some way to... oh, okay. Well, this is obviously really good then. So I get to Brainstorm. I don't actually have to hide anything. I just get to... I could Vampiric Tutor then Brainstorm. Maybe that's better. Because right now, I'm gonna get my best card taken anyways. So yeah, let's and I'm gonna hide the Tinker on top after Vampiric Tutoring here. Let's get Tinker. Where's Tinker? Tinker. So now we Brainstorm. Just have to make sure I put Tinker back on top, but because I'm gonna tinker away whatever's on the very, very top anyways, which I think is going to be... So I want tinker on top, so I'm going to I get to get rid of one of these cards. Which I think is not going to be Conjurer's Bauble. I think it's going to be Inquisition, because I don't care as much about their hand anymore. So I'm going to put Inquisition and then Tinker on top. Now they get to Duress, and they have a choice between Prison and Conjurer's Bauble, but the Bauble's better, I think, because it helps me reset a draw for the Citadel if I don't win on this following turn here. So I don't have a land drop. And if they Haywire Knight me, it's a disaster. But let's Duress and see if that's happening. I think I get rid of Finale here, just because, like, on the off chance they draw, like, Mox or, like, some Soul. I don't know. Let's opt. I need to start holding priority. I want this land on the bottom because I want to draw relevant spells. Oh, Personal Tutor. Okay, I'm holding priority. Casting Personal Thoughtseize is on the top, but I don't have a response. Now I win, because I can get Doomsday, cast Doomsday, and win with a Doomsday kill. Wow, so I'm just killing them on turn 2. Okay, now I know I have a Doomsday kill. At least I should have one. I think there's a 0 mana kill with Lion's Eye Diamond, Yawgmoth's Will, Tendrils. I'm at 12, so I need to remind myself not to lose to my own Tendrils. Lion's Eye Diamond, Tendrils, Yawgmoth's Will. They don't have any responses, so it doesn't really matter. I guess I'll get Profane Tutor wherever that is. And Weather the Storm, sure. Okay, so I just need to make sure I stack these properly. So I want Yawgmoth's Will as my last card, because then I can recast all of this stuff. Profane Tutor, Weather the Storm, Lion's Eye Diamond. Weather just gains me enough life to be able to cast the Tendrils. Okay, so I can break Lion's Eye Diamond for black. Then cast Profane Tutor. Get Tendrils, and then Yawgmoth's Will be the top card. Or I could get Yawgmoth's Will, Tendrils will be the top card, cast Tendrils, then cast Yawgmoth's Will. And cast LED. Wait, no, that doesn't do it. It doesn't matter, right? Tendrils, Yawgmoth Will, Tendrils. So, yeah. I'll get Yawgmoth's Will. Because this Tendrils is enough anyways. This is 9. Wait, no, it isn't enough. Well, I can just cast Yawgmoth's Will. Cast LED. Tendrils them. It won't let me just yield to all. All right. Yeah, I had a great draw against my opponent. I think this deck's really powerful. It's definitely got a lot of very exploitable weaknesses, but I mean, as we've seen, it's pretty resilient. Like, I mean, I got extremely lucky to hit the balance off the top, but like, I mean, the fact that the deck can come from behind in that position is quite great. I guess I lost that game. But that game probably was winnable in the hands of a more skilled pilot. So stay tuned to see if I become that skilled pilot over the course of the video.
Yeah.
All right, ship me a challenge.
Challenge.
As per usual, I'll win the die roll. A classic LJT MTG.
Holy crap, he wins it when it matters.
No way. All right, I'll deafen. I think we're deafening for this, right? I guess we didn't talk about it, but yeah, I figured.
Yeah, I
Okay,
assume
okay.
we're not open commsing the semifinals of the...
I mean, we could.
I mean, it is a free async with no prizes, but yeah, we'll take
right.
it.
I'll deafen then.
All right, good luck, buddy.
Good luck.
Well, in between games.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
All right, so let's see what we got here. No tutors except for this. Does this work? I guess it does as long as I keep the Mishra's Bauble. But I lose to any 2-mana counterspell, basically. Because I can go Marsh Flats, get Underground Sea, Serum Visions, and then... excuse me. And then I can, next turn, play Starting Town, play Lotus Petal, play Lion's Eye Diamond, crack Petal, transmute to Mirror Machinations, hold priority, break Lion's Eye Diamond for blue, sacrifice Mishra's Bauble to Tinker. I think I have to keep this hand. Like, obviously, in this matchup, where I know I'm playing against blue-black tempo, I'd prefer to maybe have a piece of interaction or some redundancy, but sometimes speed can be what you need too. Like, it's possible Jer goes like 2-drop, you know, like Douthly Voidwalker or whatever, which I mean wouldn't be ideal, but then I like know I'm just playing against Force of Negation / Force of Will, so I think I'm gonna keep. Plus, I get to start off with a Serum Vision, so I can like do a little bit of searching for like effects that let me potentially push through. I haven't played this type of matchup before. Mox is pretty good start for Jer on the play. All right, Douthly Voidwalker, no response to that. I think I'm just gonna grab Underground Sea, cast Serum Visions. There's a couple things I'm looking for here. I'd be pretty happy with a removal spell for Douthly Voidwalker to slow Jer's clock. I'm gonna bottom Scrubland and Weather the Storm. I'd also be happy with a potential piece of interaction for Jer's like follow-up counter magic. But this is like Jer's best type of start against me. Douthly Voidwalker being a clock that also is disruptive in its own way. Yeah, like Jataxian Probing having perfect information. I mean, this is just a great start for Jer. Like, there's nothing else you can say about it. This is basically exactly how you draw it up when you're looking at this matchup from blue-black's perspective. I mean, I don't know the contents of Jer's hand. Like, he could have, you know, considered... He considered kept on top, so my guess is he kept something like Jataxian Probe. It's possible he didn't cast a turn 1. Yeah, really interesting, though. I guess we'll see what Jer does here. He's pondering for quite a while about, I assume, what land he's gonna play. He could also be thinking about casting a discard spell versus letting me go all in. Oh, he's Douthly Voidwalkering for my Marsh Flats. This is pretty interesting. Getting rid of his I assume it's my Marsh Flats. What do I have exiled here? Yeah. That is one reason not to use the Marsh Flats, but I think in the average game, like if Jer has a land in his hand there, there's no way that he cracks Douthly Voidwalker, and he's just like hitting me for 3 for a bunch of turns in a row. And so taking one off of Starting Town can be really impactful. So even though I'm giving Jer the option to have the Marsh Flats, I think there are more games that end with Jer hitting me for damage. Also, if Jer like doesn't play any other threats, Deathly Voidwalker kills me in 6 turns versus 7 turns if I tap starting town once, which like can actually be a potential big deal. Especially if I end up needing time to set up. So this is pretty interesting. That Jer cracking Voidwalker for Watery Grave, you would think that that play tells me that Jer is planning on counterspelling me when I go to cast Tinker. Like if I play land, Petal, Bobble, Demir Machinations, hold priority, crack LED for blue, Tinker away the Bobble. That Jer is just holding up a 2-mana counterspell. The interesting thing is that Jer could not have a counterspell here, but he could have been assessing the situation, which is why he was taking a minute with the Douthly Voidwalker. And basically, it's possible that he might have felt like, okay, well, if I'm not playing a second land here, I need, like, Trenton is going to go for it, and that's really bad for me. So what I should do is I should crack Douthly Voidwalker, get the Marsh Flats from Trenton, get Watery Grave, and then represent a 2-mana counterspell. So then the question for me becomes, like, do I respect this counterspell from Jer? I think because I drew Dark Petition, and Jer doesn't have a clock, I think it's actually pretty reasonable to just play Arid Mesa here and pass. And cast, because I have opt to cast, plus I have Surveil land to find. I might, it's also possible that Jer needed land to get something for, say, like Opposition Agent mana. So in that case, I should just play Lotus Petal, cast Demir Machinations, and pass. I could also like cast, or I could transmute Demir Machinations and not break Lion's Eye Diamond and just plan to naturally hardcast Tinker on my next turn, using the third land that I'll be able to play. Like right now, if I transmute, Jer can't counterspell it, and he can't Opposition Agent it. I think I am gonna crack this Arid Mesa because I do want to make sure I have the third land. The question is, I could just grab Meticulous Archive here and keep looking for some. I think I am going to use this Lotus Petal to transmute for Demir Machinations to get Tinker. Then I sort of am putting Jer in this position where he has to hold mana up while I can spend mana potentially developing with Opt or Dark Petition or whatever. So I think I'm going to get Scrubland here. We'll cast the Lotus Petal. It's possible Jer counters this, but now we're just going to transmute for Tinker. This is a little weak into discard, but I think if Jer had discard, he probably would have cast it previously. So I think let's just get Tinker here. I could grab Doomsday as well, but I think Doomsday is a little worse. I think Tinker is more threatening. These matchups are also really complicated. It's very possible that I'm not supposed to play, or I'm not supposed to transmute for Tinker there. Okay, drawing Thoughtseize is actually pretty good here. I think I'm gonna start with Thoughtseize, but I'm always playing Starting Town, so I'm gonna start with Thoughtseize after playing Starting Town here. No reason to get Spell Pierced or something like. Counterspell, Drown in the Lock, Dig Through Time, Lazav, Quantum Riddler, Fatal Push. Okay, so there's an argument to getting rid of Lazav here because if Jer draws 4th land, then he doesn't have any pressure, although he could just Quantum Riddler and then, but he still doesn't have pressure from the Quantum Riddler. He is gonna get to Dig Through Time here, now that I'm Thoughtseizing him, which is pretty interesting. So I could take Dig Through Time. The counter spells I'm gonna have to fight through. let's see. If I take Lazov, Jer casts Dig Through Time end step, and I don't really have a good response to that, like, because then Jer can find like, you know, threat, ideally threat plus plus thing. Lazov, I think Lazov as a threat is too good against me in this position. If I take Dig Through Time, I could bank on Jer not drawing the 4th land. Yeah, this is tough. Jer's hand is really, really well suited to this matchup. Like, only has 1 removal spell. Quantum Riddler is a good game-closing threat. Lazov is really, really good in this matchup, I assume, because it's just like a threat that lets Jer exile cards from graveyard, but also produce clues so that if I don't like extend into his counter spells, then he just gets to get me. Oh, this is really tough decision. So if I take Dig Through Time, then I'm basically banking on Jared not drawing a land, which isn't like the worst, because the counter spells are already redundant. Like, they're already really good. I think I'm going to take Dig Through Time. It feels weird, but I'm going to opt here because if I drew another discard spell, like, say, an Inquisition, I'd probably be pretty happy to take the Lazov. I think Transmute Artifact is not good enough, so I'm going to bottom that. Excuse me. And we're just going to naturally try to get to the point where we're casting Dark Petition. I don't know if I want to keep this Lion's Eye Diamond or if I want to crack this Mishra's Bauble to get deeper into my deck. If I crack Mishra's Bauble, then I am committing to tinkering this Lion's Eye Diamond, if that's the case. I think I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to hope Jared doesn't draw 4th land here. Because now I've got him locked if he doesn't draw 4th land. He just, like, can't cast anything because he knows I have Tinker plus artifacts. Okay, balance is kind of interesting because, like, now maybe I do play Mishra's Bauble because I really want to draw 5th land to start Dark Petitioning and then I can balance away most of Jared's cards and we enter a game where I'm just, like, top decking but with a bunch of mana. Let's play the Bloodstained Mire here. I think I am going to bobble. Maybe I'll bobble myself, and if I don't like what I see, then I can fetch. Yeah, I think that's fine. Because I kind of do want to draw the 5th land, I think. I'm going to bobble myself now so that I draw on Jared's turn so that if he draws... Oh, Inquisition's actually pretty good. I do want to keep that, so I'm not going to fetch before I draw the Inquisition. If I bobble on Jared's turn, then Jared could fresh draw, like, something to punish my extra draw step. Yeah, so Jared drew the land, so now he gets to play Lazov. So this is pretty interesting. Jared has 5 cards in hand, so I could, like, play out LED and Inquisition Jared and try to balance him. I would lose a land. Let's see. Let's get the Undercity Sewers here, and we'll see what we see on the top. Try to get the stack going here. Oh, Teferi's great counterspell bait here. Like, if I Inquisition Jared, then I can cast Teferi. He's forced to counterspell. I've taken his other counterspell, and then I can untap and play Tinker. I've balanced in hand. Yeah. I'm gonna keep this on top for sure. That's a really good card to see off the top. I am now drawing particularly well in comparison to Jer. So let's cast Inquisition first, see what's going on. Okay, so there's Remand, Counterspell, Drown, and the lock. I think I'm supposed to cast... I think I'm going to take Remand and cast Balance? Is Balance correct? Jer drawing another Counterspell is pretty bad for us. We really needed him to have 2 here. I could... I guess what do I want to resolve the most? Because I could cast Balance and Jer's forced to counter it. I lose a land. Losing a land right now seems really bad. I really want the 5th mana to cast Dark Petition potentially. So I think I'm forced into casting this to I don't think I really want Jer Remand. Because the tempo's pretty important. Like, remanding feels almost the same as counterspelling, so let's just get rid of his Drown in the lock because it lets him use Mox Jet for a counterspell mana. And then I think I'm just gonna slam to Fairy here. Or wait, no, I wanted to get rid of Remand. I'm taking too long. Yeah, I mean, I just have to cast a Fairy here. This is a case in why the silence effects are sometimes a lot better than the discard effects, because Jer discarding there basically doesn't matter to me, but I guess next turn if I draw land, I can play land and then play Balance, and Jer can decide if he wants to counterspell it and lose his threat. He played Verdant Catacombs too, so I won't lose a land if I cast Balance. Jer has 1 card I don't know about, and he'll get a card from this clue. He's targeting my opt. That makes sense to me. Dark Confidant. Okay, so I know he has Counterspell. So if I draw a land here, I get to play Teferi, and he's going to Counterspell it, and then I get to balance him, which is really good. I really want to draw a land here. That's pretty unfortunate. Okay, so what do we do now? If I cast Teferi, he doesn't actually have to counterspell it. Like he might need to save that for Tinker potentially. Wow. Yeah, I really wanted to draw a land there, but I mean this deck does not play that many lands, so I couldn't expect to. There are lines where I could. Oh no, Tinker's in my hand, so I can't really like consider hold priority break lines item and hope I hit off the top. Quantum Riddler, Counterspell, Fatal Push. I guess I'll start with Consider. Because I'm only casting 1 spell anyways this turn. So I could draw Tundra and then untap next turn, cast Balance if Jared... Yeah, I think I'm going to keep this land. I have Dark Petition, Tinker, Balance. I'm just going to play this land. Play this Teferi. If Jared doesn't counterspell it, which he kind of has to. I guess he doesn't have to. Well, he does, because I can uptick and then the Teferi won't die and the counterspell is useless. So he has to counterspell this Teferi. He'll get 1 trigger off Confidant and then a couple more cards off of Lizov. But then I'll be able to balance away his board, and I still have Dark Petition, Tinker, LED in my hand, so... Oh, he cracked Clue. Interesting. I'm not gonna down tick here, I don't think. I think I'm just gonna uptick, right? Like uptick. Jer doesn't have any way of killing this Teferi, I don't think. So then next turn I get Impunity, and I can Dark Petition, break Lion's Eye Diamond for black mana, get Yawgmoth's Will probably, and just Yawgwill Tendrils kill Jer. Jer hits Baragoyf. Okay, Jer draws Inquisition, but I don't know if that does it here. I guess he could take Lion's Eye Diamond. Then I can't. Then I don't actually have access to Tinker. But then I can Dark Petition Yawgmoth's Will, get Lion's Eye Diamond, but I don't have enough mana to then recast Dark Petition. I guess I could play a land and then recast Dark Petition. But then I don't have enough mana to get Tendrils of Agony. This is pretty interesting. I'm curious to see what Jer will do here. He can't play Baragoyf because then I could just balance away all of his stuff. But I'm also... He might have to take balance because I am just going to be able to balance away all of his stuff anyways, and then I'll be keeping that Teferi in play. Unless he drew like even if he drew something instant speed, he can't cast it on my end step with Teferi. Okay, so he takes Tinker. I think that kind of makes sense to me. But I don't think I'm Tinker killing this game. I think I'm gonna try and kill with Yawgmoth's Will potentially, or Doomsday. Does Lion's Eye Diamond get me to Tendrils of Agony is the question. I guess we're gonna find out. I guess this Lazav exiling a card is really important here. Like what Jer thinks is important versus what I think is important, or what ends up actually being critical in the game. Like here, my inclination, and I could be wrong, is that Lotus Petal is the most important card in the graveyard, but I have no idea. I mean, he's clearly attacking Teferi. I didn't look, but like, there's no way you can attack me here. That's definitely not the one. Wow, Jer thinks Lotus Petal is the most important card in the graveyard as well. I think I agree. I'm glad we're on the same page there. I'm gonna be interested to talk to him about that. The interesting thing here is Jer's at 9, so I don't actually have to Tendrils him for that much. Like, if I cast Lion's Eye Diamond, that's 1. Cast Dark Petition, that's 2. Break Lion's Eye Diamond for black, so I have 6 black in the pool. Then I can play Mishra's Bauble, that's 3. Cast Dark Petition, that's 4. And then Tendrils Jer, that's 5. So I actually think I'm winning here, which is really interesting. This game has been really, really fascinating. I think there's so many complex decisions in this game, and this is like literally the type of Magic that I want to be playing. Like, I think this is so decision dense. Like, we both had really good draws. Like, Jer had a mock start this game. I guess his 5th card could be really relevant. I don't actually know what that card's going to be. Okay, so he's casting Quantum Riddler for its warp cost. That makes sense. I'm gonna get rid of my graveyard here. I think Jared has also potentially recognized that he's dead, but is hoping that I don't see it. Because I don't even need to cast Balance anymore. Like, I'm just gonna cast Dark Petition and win. I'm really impressed that I'm going to be winning this game, or at least I think I'm going to be winning this game. I don't know. I'm not 100% with any deck that I haven't really like played a lot of, so okay, Jer's at 9. So let's make sure we do this right. I'm not Dread Fuging. That's one of those draws that's actually like kind of troll in a way. I just need to make sure I hold control. Okay, so let's do this again. Lion's Eye Diamond 1. Cast Dark Petition for its full mana value. Holding priority, break Lion's Eye Diamond for black. That's 2. Cast Mishra's Bauble from graveyard. That's 3. Cast Lion's Eye Diamond from graveyard. That's 4. Cast Dark Petition with 1 black floating. Break Lion's Eye Diamond for... Oh, wait, no, I have to cast... Well, yeah, no. I have to cast... I'm going to cast Yawgmoth Swell. So I'm going to... Lion's Eye Diamond... Cast Dark Petition, break Lion's Eye Diamond for black. 6 black in the pool. Cast Mishra's Bauble, cast Lion's Eye Diamond. Cast Yawgmoth Swell from hand using 3 of the black in the pool. Cast Yawgmoth Swell as my 3rd action because nothing can happen after that. I have 3 black floating. Then I cast Lion's Eye Diamond, break it for 3 black, cast Dark Petition, get tendrils, and I have 4 black floating. Okay, yeah, let's do that. And Jared can't have any responses, so I just have to make sure I hold priority here. I'm holding control. I'm discarding for black. Get Yawgmoth Swill. Okay, now I cast Yawgmoth Swill. I even have a land drop. So let's Mishra's Bauble. Let's cast Lion's Eye Diamond. I'll break it for more black. Let's play a Marsh Flats, I guess. I have 6 black, so I'm going to cast Dark Petition. Yeah. And I'll have 4 black floating after Dark Petition. Get Tendrils of Agony, and I'll cast Tendrils, targeting Jer. Wow. Yo, what a crazy game.
Yeah, I punted. I thought Teferi came in at 3, not 4. I think I win the game if I counterspell.
Yeah, I was really surprised that you didn't counterspell this Teferi, but if you think it comes in at 3, that makes a lot of sense. Like, because you just know that you're going to be killing it, so you might as well hold your counterspell for the post Teferi. Yeah, that's really tough. I thought we both drew really well there, though. Like, I kept drawing like cards that were actually relevant.
My 3rd land drop for like 4 turns, and if I hit my 3rd, I think if I hit land like within 2 turns, I probably win. But
yeah, but I mean, like, you also had Mox into Dothy start, which is like I think one of your best starts in the deck, right? Like against Citadel.
Hit a land, but
well, I think Dothy in general is just good, right? Because it shuts off like one of the main lines of the deck.
But only if I can keep it in play.
I'm just saying, I think both of our draws were pretty reasonable. Yeah. Like, there was a turn where if you didn't...
Our opening hands were good.
Yeah, and I mean, like, missing your land drop and having to Douthie for it was definitely very lucky from my perspective. Like, when you had to...
I missed my 4th land, if you count the Mox, for like 3 or 4 turns. Which stopped me from putting a threat in play.
It was only a couple turns. Like, it was like 2, I think. Because I remember when I Thoughtseized you, I took the dig through time because I was like, this hand is so good against me that I think I just have to assume you're not going to hit a land drop. Like, if I take a counter spell, you're just going to dig end step, and then you're just going to crush me. Like, I don't know what you would have taken with Thoughtseize there, but I like mulled over it for so long because it was so hard.
You're playing in paper. I was calling a judge for slow play.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, part of my video for this is like, you know, come along this learning journey with me. If I was in paper, I would have made the decisions a lot sooner, of course. But you know,
yeah. But I think you had. I think I would have. I came to the decision that you're supposed to take dig as well, given I had two hard counters.
I'm really stoked that you exiled Lotus Petal, because I was looking at the graveyard and I was thinking, like, I think Lotus Petal is the best card in this graveyard, and I'm curious if Jared agrees with me. And then you exiled Lotus Petal, and I was like, hell yeah, we're on the same page for sure.
I saw I was dead to Storm anyways, but I was trying to leave Tinker in case you were like blinders on trying to Tinker me.
Yes, yeah, which I think is a great play to your outs for sure. Because like it's very possible that I'm blinders on Tinker, or
because you're probably planning to Tinker kill me that entire game. So.
I was, yes. I kept Yawgmoth's Will in the back of my mind, but Tinker was definitely the thing that I assumed I was going to be winning with, if I was going to be winning.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck
All
in
right,
your next
good
game,
luck.
man. All right, so we were able to sneak that one from Jared because Teferi has many, many different modes. 4-land Duress is just like not really where I want to be. The 2 tutors is really, really tempting. So there is another thing here where, like, if I Duress Jared turn 1, I might not even do that. I might just play like Meticulous Archive. Like, I think hands that have, like, I'm gonna need hands that have interaction, right? Like Jared has, I think I counted like 14 counter spells, etc. I'm gonna need hands with tutors. Like, if Jared's developing threats, then I could potentially be landing these tutors. The problem with this hand is, like, it's really, really slow, so it gives Jared time for like a decent amount of setup. I think I'm gonna keep this hand. I want to try it out. I don't know if it's particularly good, but I am curious to see like how it transpires, like what happens with this hand. The question is, am I gonna Duress turn 1 or am I gonna play Meticulous Archive tapped? That's the real question. Okay, Jared has another mock start, but just passes. Okay, so this, my guess then is that Jer is going to be playing a flash threat this turn. So I'm going to Duress, and there's a pretty clear reason why. The Duress is going to be like good at later stages of the game, so a lot of the time when you're playing combo, you should hold on to the Duress. But I think I'm going to Duress here specifically because of Kaido Bane of Nightmares as a potential hit for like something that could completely close out the game. But also, like, I'm just likely to hit something that's relevant anyways, like that is going to be relevant at any stage of the game. Like, the reason you generally speaking want to hold your Duress is because you can take away your opponent's counterspell on an impactful turn. But I think, like, Duressing here, I'm going to be taking, ideally, I thought I was going to be taking a counterspell anyways, but doesn't look like it. Looks like Jared's just full on the Malcolm draw discard. I think I take Soren's Ransom here. Consult the star charts is a little weak when you don't have a lot of lands, so I'm just going to take the Soren's Ransom. And yeah, Jared has the flash threat. We all knew that was happening. I think Malcolm is definitely one of the better threats in this matchup. But I think Jared's deck is designed with this type of matchup in mind. So it makes sense that he would have a lot of threats where I see them and I'm like, yeah, that threat's really good here. My guess is that Jared's going to hit me and draw a discard and probably get rid of Murktide Regent, although he might keep it as a clock. Like, he might decide, based on what he draws, that he basically just needs the clock of the Regent. If he missed land drop, I can see why he would get rid of Regent as well. So I'm really hoping to draw like artifact mana here, I think, because then I can go solve into Tinker. Oh, Barrowglyph really good here. 4/5. Instant creature land sorcery. Yep. So a removal spell would also be pretty reasonable here. Hallowed Fountain, not where you want to be. Let's play the Meticulous Archive. Okay, so if I cast Drift, I can transmute Drift for Tinker, but then what? Then the next turn I take 1,000,000. I think I'm just going to put this in my graveyard. If there wasn't already a creature in the graveyard, I would consider not doing that. This next turn is going to be interesting. I might play land, solve the equation, hold priority, break Lion's Eye Diamond, and balance. Because I might just need to reset the game. Like, Jer's clocking me quite heavily here. and I might not be able to play around a counterspell. I think solve into Tinker is just a little too slow. And this is also the reason why this hand might be bad to keep, because Jer can Jer can just play threats and attack me with them because he's on the play. And since I don't have any speed, I'm not able to match that. Like, I know he doesn't have a counter spell, but I can't actually take advantage of that. Looks like Jer got back Brazen Borer with his Baraglyph. I think that's a smart decision. A way to bounce a Citadel if it gets into play. Yeah, I mean, like, I think I have to just balance here. I know the two cards in Jer's hand. They're Consult and the other thing, but we'll have no cards, and he'll be up 1 mana on me basically, and we'll just be top decking, which doesn't really favor me being at 11. But I don't really know what else I could do. Like, I can't solve for anything meaningful. I don't have any artifacts in place. I can't even tinker for Citadel. Like, Citadel's not even good here because I'm at 11. Like, I think I'm just gonna break this Misty. Let's get Island, I guess. I want to keep all the fetchable lands in, I think. Like, the most fetchable lands. Let's cast Lion's Eye Diamond here. Let's hold priority. We'll cast Solve the Equation, break Lion's Eye Diamond for white. We're just gonna have to reset the game, I think. Like, I don't really think there's anything else I can do here. Like, maybe I'll look at the deck list and see that. I think Jared's gonna cast Consult the Star Charts here for 2 mana. Because if he hits Counterspell, then he just gets me. But I mean, I'm just gonna grab Balance. Like, he's gonna Consult. If he hits a 2 mana Counterspell, he just wins. Like, there's no reason not to. I guess he could. Oh wait, I don't have any non-land permanents for him to return. That's actually pretty interesting. So if I had a non-land permanent, he could like send it back to my hand in response to the balance, and then keep his Consult the Star Charts and keep his Brazen Borer as a creature in exile. But because I don't have any non-land permanents, he can't actually do that. So I think you're just supposed to Consult the Star Charts here, and you just have to like pray that you hit 2 mana counterspell that isn't double blue. Because I don't think Verdant Catacombs here gets some blue mana. I think it's just stuck on black. Yep. So the Consult the Star Charts comes down in response to my balance. I have 1 white, so I don't lose to days here, which is nice. I guess Jer's probably... he might have hit a counter spell, but if he didn't, he's probably just finding his Surveil land to try and find a threat. At this stage, if he sees counterspell or threat, I think he's going to keep either of them, but he probably won't keep anything else. Yeah, so Sewers, this balance is probably resolving. I'm just going to F6 here. The situation is still not really that good for us. Like, since we're at 10, if let's say Jared draws just like a Lazov, like just a random 2 mana 2/2, like it doesn't even have to have text, then we're immediately under clock pressure. Makes our Citadel a lot worse if we end up drawing into that. Like, we don't have any resources, so I mean, Yawgmoth's would be probably an okay draw, but our graveyard isn't even really stacked here. Like, I think we're kind of just hoping that we draw like perfect for like 3 turns. I would guess is how many turns of resources we would need. Cheers paying costs. What's happening? Three mana, but it has extra costs, I assume. Oh, I didn't see that Jared had milled Nethergoyf. That makes balance a little worse, but I mean, I don't really know what else we have. I'm gonna keep this Mox Opal in hand, I think. Uh, I don't see a reason to play it. I'm not gonna play around anything Jer draws. If he draws a discard spell, then he gets a Mox Opal, that's fine, like whatever. I guess I could theoretically still win this game if I draw Tinker. Inquisition. Okay, because Tinker is an out that I have, I actually am going to cast this Inquisition right now. If I had an extra mana, I might not, but I think I have to cast the Inquisition right now, because if I draw Tinker, then I'm not going to be able to cast Inquisition that turn. So, like, I won't be able to, for example, like, respond to a counterspell or whatever, or get a counterspell from Jira's hand. Snapcaster Mage, a really good draw there, though, because, like, Consult now, looking at 4, if Jer finds a single counterspell, he just knows that he's got the game locked. If he draws if he gets discard spell, then he can discard my last card, and then it's like, what am I winning with, right? Like, what am I drawing to? Exactly. I guess the slower hand against the average might be okay. Like, Jared did have another mock start this game, which really accelerated the pace of the game to the point where, like, Jared played a Barrogoyf on turn 2, right? That was a 4/5. But if he was playing it on turn 3, it might have, like, the slower hand might have been a little better. But yeah, I did know that I might get punished by, like, a more tempo aggressively start. What up?
Yo.
I kept a slower hand because I was like, I think I want to see if this will be okay, And then he hit me with the mock start again, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, into huge Barrogoyf was good. That Barrogoyf was a great draw, but
yeah, the Barrogoyf was insanely good. But I think, like,
my hand just generally
Malcolm, and your deck is constructed in such a way where, like, I was saying this to the viewer, like, every time I look at your hand, I'm like, well, that threat's good against me, or like, and Malcolm is no exception. Like, getting to get rid of your, like, uncastable Murktide there, that was, like, a really big deal. Like, making sure you hit your land drops.
Gonna be good that game, but I just drew the Barrogoyf, and I didn't want to get flooded on threats.
Yeah. I was saying, like, maybe you keep the Murktide, maybe you don't, depending on what you draw, and then you discarded it, and I was like, well, I think that might be a bad omen for me, because this Murktide was looking like it might be pretty good.
It was bad for you.
having to get balanced there, like, I just, like, don't really know what else I could have got. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I contemplated fetching and failing to find to put you to 2 lands, but I decided surveilling was better.
Yeah, I think surveilling's better too. I hadn't considered that you could do that, but I like. I think all things
just because
being
a bunch
equal,
of your tutors and stuff cost 3, so, like, then it forces you to draw a land to even cast a bunch of your tutors, and if you draw, like, Tinker, you need to draw, like, a land, a Tinker, and an artifact. But
I think because you're so far ahead, like, I'm at 10 life, I think surveilling's better. So I like your decision, because, like,
I just needed to find another threat. Like,
just finding another threat is, like, really, really important. Yeah.
But I did have the Nethergoyf in the bin, which is why I kind of thought about it. Because, like, even on 3 lands, I can.
Yeah,
like,
you still get the Nethergoyf.
Nethergoyf, and then. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I like was thinking about taking Consult with the
I think Sauron's Ransom is better.
I agree.
I literally said I think Trent is supposed to take Ransom here, and then you did.
So love it. I love when you and I are on the same page in these, like, types of matchups where, like,
because, like,
trying to assess what matters.
My Murktide, that immediately turns it on, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
And I hit the lands to go on curve. Like, I could have gone on curve, like Malcolm, Sauron's Ransom, Murktide
into counterspell,
probably for, like, full value or very close to full value.
Yeah, and then I'm, like, really far behind.
Yeah. So.
All right. Good luck.
All right. Good luck.
All right. I will take the play. Okay. 2 lands, Dark Ritual, Vampiric Tutor. So I guess I can play what? Land, Vampiric Tutor, land, crack, fetch, Vampiric Tutor, put Tinker on top, untap, play Starting Town, play Mishra's Bauble or Chromatic Sphere, cast Dark Ritual, cast Tinker. I guess I Tinker the Mishra's Bauble because the Chromatic Sphere lets me draw through one land with Citadel. I mean, I'm keeping this regardless. So there's consideration to Vampiric Tutoring right here, right now, because it plays around Daze, but I'm depending on what Jared does, I'm actually kind of like bad into Daze because I'll play Dark Ritual, and then if he dazes it, I have to pay for it, and then I don't actually have Tinker. So I think I'm just gonna chill. I am gonna fetch actually because of Stifle. I think Stifle is a reason to fetch here. Unfortunately, that gives away a little bit of information, like because Jared can now assume that I'm going to be casting a tutor of some variety, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just supposed to play Starting Town and take the L on saying okay. So Jared's Inquisitioning me here, which means I'm gonna cast Vampiric Tutor. I think I still put Tinker on top. Jared's gonna take Dark Ritual, and then I just like play Mishra's Bauble, try to draw an extra card, have a dress down in hand. Like I think I'm happy enough with that result. If Jared doesn't take Dark Ritual, then I just get to cast Tinker. And I mean, Jared's definitely going to take Dark Ritual here. He might not. If he has Forcible, he might not take Dark Ritual. Like, if he takes something else, he could take Chromatic Sphere, which also, well, no, I still get to Tinker. I guess I could Tinker. I guess I'd still lose to Daze if he does that. Like, I play Dark Ritual, and then I play Chromatic Sphere, and cast Tinker, and lose to Daze. Okay, so he took Dark Ritual. This makes a lot of sense. So the question here is, do I cast Chromatic Sphere or do I just... I need 3 mana next turn. Do I want to hold up Dress Down? Like, do I want to cycle Dress Down? I think I'm going to play Starting Town, play Mishra's Bauble, and cycle Dress Down on... maybe I won't play Mishra's Bauble. Maybe I'll just wait. Maybe I'll play Starting Town and just cast Dress Down on Jared's turn. I don't think the Dress Down is particularly good in this matchup. There just aren't a lot of creatures that I care about losing their abilities. Like there are some creatures, but for the most part, I don't think that's really where I want to be. Since Jared has no threats, I might not even cast this Tinker next turn if I draw land. I think I'm just gonna Dress Down though. Just cycle it. I don't think casting Tinker here is worth it, would be my guess. Not right now. So the problem with not casting Tinker is, like, let's say Jared has... Well, okay, if Jared doesn't have a counterspell, then casting Tinker here is way better. But also, like, if I don't cast Tinker, then I'm not forcing him to counterspell, so he does get, like, 2 mana flash threat, potentially. Which could be pretty, like, annoying for me to deal with. I think I'm just... Like, is this a moment where I just need to make Jared have it? Even making Jared have it, though, is kind of awkward, because, like, I don't have a land drop for Citadel, so, like, if I Tinker into Citadel, then I could Brick, and then Jared does have Sink into Stupor and Brazen Borrower that could bounce the Citadel to my hand, and that's like, pretty bad, too. But maybe I should... I'm not under any pressure. I'm just going to cast Chromatic Sphere here and play some lands. Let's play this Hallowed Fountain tapped. I think I'm going to... crack bauble. I'll wait though. Okay, so Jared didn't do anything. Fetching. Waiting is worse against like discard, but Jared already cast Inquisition of Kozilek, and I think if he had another discard spell, he would have cast it on his turn. Like, there's no reason not to. He knows that he'll be able to discard whatever I have in my hand from Vampiric Tutor, so I'm playing around basically top deck discard spell if I'm casting Tinker, but I don't really think that's where I want to be. Like, I'm putting Jer into the position right now where he basically has to decide like whether or not he wants to cast something. Back to Basics was a consideration to paying 2 for Hollowed Fountain, but I don't actually think that's where I would want to be on average. I think I'm just going to Mishra's Bauble Jer. Okay, it's a swamp. So if I draw an instant mana source, I get to resolve my Tinker here, which is pretty good. Like, I can't just take 2 off of that Hallowed Fountain for no reason. Like, I guess I know Jer's playing Back to Basics, but I don't think that's, like, really where I want to be. So I know I'm going to have Noxious Revival for the Dark Ritual, I guess, into the Tinker. I mean, I am going to take 2 now. Yeah, I guess I Noxious Revival into Dark Ritual for Tinker. I don't know how much it matters, though. This Back to Basics is really good here, though. Like, maybe I'm supposed to take 2 off of Hallowed Fountain. I feel like that's really bad, though. I don't think that's like a really good play on average. I might not Noxious Revival here. I might wait. Because, like, now I'm in the same situation that I was in before. Except now if I Tinker, I, like, actually lose the game on the spot because of Back to Basics. So I think I'm actually just supposed to wait and just, like, draw regular cards here and see how the game shapes out. Undercity Sewer is not really where you want to be, but I'm going to play it. Inquisition is good. I think I'm going to put Inquisition on top. I'm basically setting up for a turn where I, like, Inquisition Jer, like, put Dark Ritual on top, cast Dark Ritual, Inquisition Jer, then Tinker. Like, now I'm just going to draw Inquisition and pass, and then I'm going to Noxious Revival, Dark Ritual, and go for the Dark Ritual. Well, actually, Can I go for the Dark Ritual? If I go for the Dark Ritual and Jer counterspells it, which he most certainly will, then I'm actually in a losing position. Maybe I just wait to draw another land here. I'm not under any significant pressure, so... And Jer isn't drawing lands. He might also have just a bunch of counterspells, so maybe, like, this Inquisition isn't actually that valuable. I am worried about, like, playing the game for longer and longer, but... I guess I could play to Static Prison as well. Like, I could Noxious Revival, like, break Chromatic Sphere for white, cast Static Prison to get rid of the Back to Basics, and then I get to untap. The thing about this type of game, in terms of, like, combo decks is, especially Citadel, we're not running that many lands, so I really can't, like, I think this type of game favors Jer, but I don't really know, like, what else I'm supposed to do. Jer finally drew a threat. I really want to draw a Silence Effect versus a counterspell here. I think a Silence Effect is, like, or not a counterspell, sorry, discard spell. Like, I think a Silence Effect here would be way, way better. Like, if I Noxious Survival Dark Ritual, I could cast Dark Ritual, and then if Jared doesn't do anything, then I can Inquisition him and see what's up. If he has a bunch of counter spells, then I basically am just dead on the spot anyways. Like, I just don't feel like that's really that fruitful. This Noxious Survival is getting costlier as the game goes on, though. Like, Dark Ritual, Dress Down. I don't think I can cast this Noxious. I think I want to draw, like, Felwar Stone's really not that good. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. I think I'm just gotta pass again. Jared drew another threat. Another instant speed threat. Yeah. Like, there's no way I can take 2 off of Hallowed Fountain earlier, right? Like, maybe I'm supposed to. The problem is, if I take 2 off of Hallowed Fountain, and then Jared just, like, casts a Malcolm or a Fairy Mastermind and starts hitting me, like, I'm losing a lot on, like, clock. Okay, I mean, Jared's forcing me to do something now, but unfortunately, it's, like, very, very likely that he has, like, a piece of counter magic. Yeah, sure. I think Jared's deck is pretty well designed against most combo decks, though. I think a lot of the time when I look at blue-black decks, the pilots aren't considerate enough of these types of effects, like where you are able to get rid of your dead removal spells. Like, looting in this format is a lot better than you think it is. So I guess here's the question. If I Noxious Revival for Dark Ritual, and I cast Dark Ritual, like, I'm actually dead on board if I Noxious. If I draw land, I can... Like, I can't really do much from there either. Noxious for Dark Ritual, cast Dark Ritual, it gets counterspelled. It might not even get counterspelled. It might just be like I Inquisition Chair and I see like 2 different counterspells. Is balance my only way out of this? If balance is my only way out of this, then how do I win doing that? I don't really see a line out of here, if I'm being honest. I think I just have to hope Jer only has 1 counterspell. That's my hope, is that Jer has 7 cards in hand and we've been playing Drago for like 4 turns and he has 1 counterspell. And then I get to live for 1 more turn while all my lands are tapped. I don't really see a way out of this, team. All right, well, let's cast the Dark Ritual and get the fireworks started. Maybe I was supposed to go for it earlier, but I don't know. I think it was pretty telegraphed that Jer had some sort of counterspell. Yeah, okay, so he's casting Lose Focus. That's fine. So I have to Static Prison Quantum Riddler, right? But then I'm just dead on board. Like, I'm just losing anyways. Yeah, I think I'm just going to concede here. GG's.
Not bad. The basics was a good one.
Yeah, I could have played Hallowed Fountain untapped, but that feels so wrong.
Yeah,
like
I was laughing because like what you did is correct, but I had the card to.
And if I had played it untapped, you can't play back to basics because then I can just tinker you. But like, there's no way I can play Hallowed Fountain untapped because if I play it untapped and then you're playing like you don't have back to basics and you just play like a 2-mana 2/1 flyer, I'm gonna feel so dumb because I just gave you 2 life for free. You know what I mean? Like, especially when
your life total is super relevant in this deck.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. I could have went for Noxious into Dark Ritual earlier, but I felt like if
I had Lose Focus the entire time.
That's the problem, is like, so I had Static Prison. I could have Noxious into Dark Ritual and then cast Dark Ritual. But the problem is I actually do beat Lose Focus there if you only have 1 counterspell. But if you have 2, I instantly lose the game because I
What do you mean?
noxious.
How do you beat 2? How do you beat loose focus?
Because I have static prison in hand, so I can static prison your back to basics, filtering the mana through the chromatic sphere or star or whatever.
Static prison hit enchantments.
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but
no, you're probably right. I fully believe I don't know what that card does.
Yeah, it's just non-land permanence, but
yeah, it makes sense.
So the problem is if I cast Dark Ritual and you have 2 counter spells in hand, I instantly lose the game on the spot because of the back to basics. Because you can just let the Dark Ritual resolve, and then if I go to cast like whatever and you counterspell it, I just lose because all my lands are tapped. And if I lead with Inquisition of Kozilek, then I don't beat loose focus anymore because I only have like 2 or 3 mana. I don't know. The way I was looking at it, I was like, this. If you have a second counterspell, I basically just lose, right? So I don't know. I think I could have went for Noxious earlier, but it felt like you have counterspell basically face up, right? And so
yeah, the way I was playing, yeah.
If I Noxious and I cast Dark Ritual, well, I when I drew the Static Prison, you already had creatures in play as well, which is, I think, a different consideration. Like, if you didn't have creatures in play, then maybe going for the Noxious is a little better. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, you had back to basics out, and it's like, if I lose the interaction, like whatever interaction point I enter with you, I just lose the game, right? Like, there's no way I'm ever winning once all of my lands are tapped. So it was like really challenging to figure out exactly when I'm supposed to do that. But I was saying to the viewer, like, the reason like your deck, I think, is well designed in comparison to other blue black lists I've seen is like, you're planning to beat combo, right? Like, you have a bunch of flash threats, you have a bunch of counter spells, you have a bunch of discard, but you also are playing cards that let you get rid of your like useless removal, like you know, specifically Malcolm, but there are other cards that like
Duelist of the Mind is another one I play that basically
that you
plays.
basically
like,
never see anyone
I value
else
the
playing.
filtration higher than almost anyone else in both black red and blue black.
Well, and if you think about blue black as an archetype, like the tough thing is that your cards are less flexible, right? Like, they're really powerful, but you know, like white removal is way more flexible than other colors, and so like losing that flexibility means that filtering becomes way better, right? And like getting to get rid of Snuff Out in that position or get rid of Fatal Push or whatever is like a really big deal, and that single card could be the entire game. So I think if for the people at home, if you're watching and you're trying to figure out like, how do I beat combo decks, like you have to consider your deck's position in relation to the combo deck. It isn't just that Jared's playing a bunch of discard and flash threats and counter spells. He's also playing ways to get rid of his useless removal, right? Like, he's playing ways to average out his draws that he knows, like, if he has an average draw with his deck, he should be like not totally favored against combo, but he should be at least 50%, if not higher, right? And I think that's a consideration that like you want to make if you're thinking about trying to beat combo decks.
Well, and then
like,
you just get to keep a way wider variety of hands too, which also gives you like way more consistency into the matchup. Like, some decks need to like mull to 4 or 5 against combo a bunch of the time to try to find like their hate pieces, whereas I just get to keep most reasonable hands because like I'm either going to have a bunch of interaction or like threats plus interaction or like a fast draw. Like I have such a wide variety of keepable hands versus combo that
and like sorry, go ahead.
I just like am not forced into like going all in basically to find one thing, and if they end up being able to beat it, then I just lose.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're flexible in a different way. And I also think like they're like, those games are a good showcase of the position that singularly powerful cards can put your opponent in, right? Like no other card does what Back to Basics did there for you. right?
Yeah, Harbinger isn't even close to the same thing.
Harbinger isn't close to the same thing. And when you're looking at your like in-game game plan, right? Like you knew like, okay, I'm going to be casting back to basics, right? Like at some point I did, unless you top decked it, right? Like
no, I had it in my opening hand, but my plan was like I needed you to tap out at some point. And so like you playing Chromatic Sphere and tap land like worked into my game plan. But as I say, like I'm sure what you did was correct based on the context you had. And that's the reason in Canadian Highlander cards like Back to Basics are so powerful, because it's not correct for you to play around Back to Basics. Like,
no.
more often you get punished for playing that Hallowed Fountain untapped and giving me the free 2 points than you do me slamming Back to Basics. So like what you did was correct over like in that same spot 100 times. You're right. 90 of those 100 times I just happen to have the card that punished you that like 1 in 10.
Yeah, so. And like we can even take that like heuristic or whatever to a bunch of different situations. Like a very common one I find myself in when I'm playing like a 3-color control deck is, do I fetch for Blood Moon? And the answer is, well, if I fetch to play around Blood Moon, am I stymieing my game plan so much that I might lose to other things? You know what I mean? Like, I gonna...
like you're just not going to be able to cast your spells in a meaningful way.
Exactly. Like,
are you shutting yourself off without them even having the Blood Moon in play?
Yeah, like picking your moments when you feel like you're supposed to play around those things, like when you're not giving up too much equity, I think is one of the most interesting things about Canadian Highlander. And I think now I will consider like, oh, should I play this tap land untapped? Like I did, if we're being honest, I never considered playing it untapped, right? Like I never even thought about Back to Basics because it's like, that's something I would never consider. And I think it is correct to play it tapped, but having it be on your radar, I think is pretty important too.
It's like there are maybe some hands you have where like your hand is so good that like you're like, the only thing I lose to is Back to Basics here. So you're just supposed to play it untapped, even though like the 2 life points might matter, but you just think your hand is so good that you're so likely to win like next turn or the turn after. So the life points probably won't matter, that you're just supposed to like, have it on your radar, as you say, so that when you have like those hands where like, all right, this might be the only thing I lose to.
Yeah, exactly. I really liked our games though. I thought our games were really interesting.
They were really good. All right, what's your read? Is blue-black tempo good against combo?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
it definitely is. I think it really depends on your build though, and
for sure,
like a lot of the blue-black tempo decks
like,
I see are not good against combo.
I'm not trying to say I can't lose versus combo either. Like I'm not trying to say like I have like an 80-20 combo. I'm just saying I think I'm favored versus combo with this deck.
My guess is that you'd be generally favored against most combo decks, but there are probably some combo decks that hit you on axes that like are a little harder for you to interact with. I can't like think of any right now, but against like traditional combo like this,
Nadu. Nadu's probably my worst combo matchup that I can think of, if you consider Nadu a combo deck.
Yeah. And like you do, I mean, it is worth saying that you are sacrificing points in other matchups to be better against combo, right? Like the 2-mana flash instant speed creatures are really good in these matchups and can be really good in like the control mirrors, but are generally not exactly where you want to be against like creature aggro decks, white red
versus Boros, bad versus decks like
Jund. Yeah, exactly. So I mean that's the thing though, is like you're making those considerations when you build the deck, right? And like you knew like, I want to play blue-black because I want to be better against combo, and I'm going to take a little bit of a hit to the creature matchups, but that's fine. Like, I mean, and you're still blue-black. Like, you still have like a lot of game in the creature matchups. So,
totally.
I think that match was really interesting. There's I'm really happy with playing Citadel this tournament. I think it's been really eye-opening for me on like sort of the power of this deck and what it can do.
So nutty. Like, you had 2 potential turn 2s in that match.
I did, like, yes.
you had a turn 2 set up games 1 and 3.
which is wild.
That's insane. And like I say turn 2, you get Citadel and play turn 2. I don't necessarily die turn 2, but like
I mean, putting Citadel in play, it's pretty hard for a lot of decks to beat. Like, you really have to have that specific answer.
Even if I don't lose that turn, like I'm probably not winning the game from that point. Like,
yeah, like you have to draw very specifically, like Brazen Borrower or Sink into Stupor to like move forward from there. Yeah, your Inquisition on the Dark Ritual is clutch. I was like, yep, that's the one you got to take. Like,
I was looking at it and I'm like, yep. Gotta take the Dark Ritual. What are the odds he vamped for something that isn't Tinker?
pretty low.
Has 2 artifacts. Take those.
I thought it was pretty interesting that because then I assume you're playing Stifle. I didn't actually look. I fetched into Underground Sea, but I think that telegraphs to you that I have Mystical or Vampiric Tutor, right?
Telegraphs that you had some, like you could have had like Opt or Consider potentially as well.
That's true.
Like,
yeah,
the tutors made more sense, but yeah, I knew something was up. But
I mean, you're gonna cast your turn 1 discard spell regardless.
Exactly.
Against some combo decks you might not, but I think against Citadel you basically just have to fire off your discard right away. Yeah,
because of the exact reason I saw. Like, I'm not just letting you vamp for Tinker and then Dark Ritual Tinker me and I die.
Yeah, like if you're playing against like our format's version of like Ad Nauseam Tendrils or whatever. When you and I played a lot of Legacy, we actually came to the conclusion a lot of the time that developing your board state was better than casting your discard spells like turn 1 or turn 2, because it's just like so unlikely that they're going to turn to you. But in the, like with Citadel Storm specifically, like I think you're just supposed to fire them off because the deck is like designed to be really, really fast, right? So especially if like your discard spell on turn 1 or 2 is always going to be good, and it may have been better on turn 3. But like, just take your chips, like you're at the casino, you've hit the discard spell jackpot, you might as well just take it and run.
Well, especially that game, I had turn 1 discard spell, turn 2 counter spell if I needed it. So I'm always, and I had back to basics in my hand. So my plan was to like try to interact with you, hope you cast like a transmute or something on, or a tutor or something on turn 3, then I slam back to basics was my like ideal plan.
Yeah.
Obviously
totally.
Your hand was too good for that, so you made it hard on me. But
I thought our games were really interesting though. I really liked the first and the third game. I think the second game was a little less interesting, but a good showcase in like, first of all, from my perspective, what keeping slower hands, like the risk that is associated with keeping slower hands in any matchup.
My hand was so good in turn 2, specifically against a slower draw. Like I didn't have interaction really, but I had a really fast start.
Yeah,
I also on the play on a mull to 6, like I can't ever mulligan that hand.
So. Yeah, and I actually think that's a good point too, because I think some people would mulligan the hand that you had, but I think we've been saying this a lot on the channel, but when you're playing against combo, you need the clock. Like the clock is actually more important than the interaction a lot of the time. Like, yes, look, sometimes you'll win a game where you don't have a clock, but they just go for it and you counterspell their thing, and then you end up winning because they like, cast their tutor or broke their Lion's Eye Diamond and they have 2 mana and you have 4 cards in hand and 3 lands in play, right? Like that does happen. And sometimes they'll feel obligated to do that. And so, in a situation where maybe you have a mana leak versus playing like your Lazav or whatever, like you decide to hold up mana leak and you win that game. But I think more often than not it is correct to develop your threats first. And when you're looking at keeping hands, keeping a hand with like fast threats, instead of trying to go to 5 to find like the perfect hand that both has threats and counter spells and the requisite lands you need. And
you just don't get to keep it all in 5.
Exactly.
Like, once you get into that territory, you're like, you're keeping 2 lands, a cantrip, a threat, and a counter spell, and hoping you draw perfect. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
If your hand is very good, like.
Yeah, and the thing is you're also playing to the average, right? Like you keep that hand, and you know that I'm not on average going to be winning on turn 2. Like, I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
based on this video, that if you were using just this video as evidence, you would assume that that's the case, but it isn't. And so,
No.
like, I think
like your hands in game 1 and 3 were like top 5% draws. Like,
yeah, they're quite excellent. I think this deck has like a decent amount of turn 2s for what it's worth in terms of getting Citadel into play.
I think
but
it
like,
has the highest turn 2 percentage.
But yeah, like I think if you look at Jair's hand and you thought that he should mulligan, you should really reconsider like what your process is of evaluating your hand in matchups, and like whether or not you are overvaluing specific interaction points in matchups. And like this can change from deck to deck. Like Jair was talking earlier, where sometimes you do have a matchup where you know that your deck basically can't win unless you're drawing like really specific pieces of interaction or specific hate bears, and so you mulligan to 4 because you have to. But I think in this position, in this matchup with Jair's deck, like keeping that hand is not something that everyone would do, but I think that your win percentage is way higher if you do.
I agree.
And that's why he did it, folks.
Facts.
Okay, awesome.
Well, I think you and I have a lot more experience in combo due to playing Legacy and thousands of matches of Legacy, which is a combo-rich environment.
Mm-hmm.
And so we understand like fair decks roles, because we both predominantly played fair decks in Legacy in that, and it's like a pretty relatable experience to Highlander, at least in terms of what your role in the matchup is and like how to effectively win games against combo.
Yeah, I think they're really
especially
similar.
game 1. Game 2's become like a lot different, because then you have more of those like haymaker sideboard cards. But
yeah, but I mean, we were just playing game 1s anyways, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for the hangs, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for the games. Thank you everybody for watching. You'll see me in the finals. Alas,
Womp womp. We had to team kill. One of us had to team kill the other. So
it was funny. I posted into our group chat. Good news. One of us is in the finals. Bad news. One of us is not in the finals. But yeah, I'm playing against either Zoe on blue black or the polymorph player. So
I didn't know Zoe was on blue black.
Sorry, not white black.
Okay. I was like, wow, that's cool. We have 2 blue black players in the top 4.
White black Death and Taxes. I squeaked that one out in my group, but yeah, if I'm hoping for the more favorable matchup, I have to imagine polymorph is a better one for me, because that's a combo deck that manages to turn on my removal, and basically all of my interaction is great in that matchup. So I'm secretly hoping for that one. But
I'm praying for you, buddy.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's especially good into white black taxes, but we'll see.
Jair crushed me as per usual. If you want to see Jair's video on the async, it'll be coming out soon. Stay tuned. If you liked the content that we're bringing to the table, feel free to drop us a like and subscribe. But I'd love to hear in the comments, how did I play Citadel Storm? I'd love to hear the pilots talk about potential lines I could have taken. I'd really like to get into this deck a little more. And also, I'd love to hear from anyone who was potentially scared of trying an archetype like I was with Citadel Storm, and if this video inspired you to give it a go anyways. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.